Hello my loves, it is Ahimsa here and welcome to another beautiful pick a card reading. As I am lighting up your Palo Santo, I am so excited to be doing this reading for you because yes, I may have done other pick a card readings like this topic in the past, but you can never really get enough when it comes to guidance on what is going on in your current life or current phase in this life right now, because we are about to connect to your higher self and we're going to see what your higher self wants to tell you in terms of advice, in terms of what you need to know right now, just any message in terms of what is in your current path right now or what is currently happening in your life at this phase in your life right now. You're gonna get to hear the messages in terms of what they want to tell you at this very moment. So with that being said, as I'm lighting up my Palo Santo, we are definitely going to be diving into this reading, looking through, well, one, connecting to your higher self, but secondly, we're also going to be doing what I love doing here, which is we're going to set up the pile selection for you guys to get to select this pile. But again, before you even decide to skip to that part, I highly recommend that you do stay for the guided meditation with the tuning forks that I use to help you guys center yourself, ground yourself, and get you guys really tapped into what your higher self really wants to tell you. And I feel like the best way we can really select the pile that we feel most drawn towards is by allowing ourselves to ground and stabilize internally. That way, when we choose the pile, we know that we were in our most centered energy that we could possibly get ourselves in before selecting the pile. That way, you know you're choosing with your intuition and you're not choosing from a state of fear-based way of thinking or anxiety, because I know when a lot of people choose to do pick a card readings, they end up doing it because they're anxious about something. So please, again, highly recommend you check out that guided and grounding meditation. It's not really that long, and I really just love to be able to provide as much healing as I possibly can before you guys get into the reading in itself. Just to preface here, I wanted to make a little bit of a disclaimer. I am a very straightforward reading, okay? So some of the things I might share are gonna be very cutthroat, very straight to the point, but at the same time, remember, keep in mind, guys, there are thousands of people probably that are going to end up watching this in the future. I am allowing source to channel through me. I'm going to allow your higher self to channel through me and tell me exactly what you need to hear right now. But again, cherry pick what resonates and leave what doesn't, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to have very different situations or circumstances or things that they're going through. Let's say 75% of the reading aligns with you 100%, but then that other 30% doesn't, then that 30% was for somebody else who picked that pile as well. Hopefully that makes sense to you, but let us get into this. And if you guys aren't really interested in watching me set up the piles, skip ahead to that guided meditation, because I know that this meditation can benefit any single person that is here to listen to this reading. So I'll meet you at the next part of the video if this is something you choose to not stay for. But with that being said, let's get into this. Welcome to the grounding and centering portion of today's reading. Before you choose the pile that you're most drawn towards, let's take a moment to ground and center ourselves. Close your eyes if you can, and take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely, holding it for a moment at the top, and then slowly exhale through your mouth, releasing any tension or stress you may be holding on to. Feel your body relaxing with each breath. Imagine roots extending from the soles of your feet deep into the earth, anchoring you securely to the ground. Feel the stability and support of the earth beneath you. As you breathe in, visualize a warm, golden light entering through the top of your head, filling your entire body with a sense of calm and peace. This light grounds you, centers you, and connects you to your inner wisdom. In a moment, I will play some tuning fork frequencies to help deepen your relaxation and enhance your connection to your intuition. Simply listen to the sounds and allow them to wash over you, bringing you further into a state of peace and centeredness. Keeping that centered and grounded energy, allow it to guide you as you select the pile you feel most drawn towards. Trust your intuition and let it lead you to the message you need to hear today. Thank you for taking this moment to ground and center yourself. Now, let's begin the reading. Alright guys, hello. If you are here, welcome to the selection of your pile. Anyone that came from the meditation, I hope they're grounded, I hope they feel centered, I hope they feel ready to select the pile that they feel most drawn towards at this time in terms of what your higher self wants to tell you right now, in terms of the guidance that you're meant to hear at this current time in your life. We are here to get all of that for you, okay? So let us start revealing. So for pile number 1, the card that is going to help you choose is kindness. Next up, for pile number 2, we have rebirth. For pile number 3, we have trick. And lastly, for pile number 4, we have provide. but it was in reverse, so just keep that in mind, but let us use this for now. All right, guys, so I'm gonna give you guys a moment to select the card you feel most drawn towards to help you select your pile, and I'll meet you in your portion for the reading. Hi, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. This is Hamza here, and I'm very, very, very excited to dive into your reading to see exactly what your higher self wants to tell you, what their message is, what their guidance is, whatever will come up, I will share in terms of what you need to know right now, what your message is for right now at this current time in your life. So if you did choose the kindness card to select your pile, then this reading is for you. And right off the bat, Virgo energy is here, right? This card is ruled by Virgo from its oracle deck itself. And there is a giving energy here, but there's also maybe an energy or essence of an anxiety to it. It's interesting because, you know, you got the kindness card, but when I keep looking into it, there's this essence of, should I this, should I that? Oh my God, what if that? I don't know if you guys are currently in some weird indecisive energy or situation right now. We are gonna take a look to see what the rest of your oracle cards have to say about it, and I am very excited to dive into this with you guys because we got a couple decks here that I'm going to be using that I have not used before in my channel. So I feel called to take a look at this starseed card popping out, so that's exactly what we're going to do first. So the very first card we have here for you is big picture thinking with Pleiades energy, visionary and inspired ideas. Very beautiful artwork in this card. But again, Pleiadian energy is this energy of someone who has softness within them. It's actually very aligned with your significator card that helped you choose this pile. I actually feel called to place this somewhat here. So we're gonna leave it like that for now and just kind of see what continues to unravel as we continue in your reading. But right off the bat, there's something grandiose about this energy here. But there's so much anxiety. Like I feel my heart rate shooting, going up and down, like it's just beating out of my chest right now. There's got to be a reason for it. So again, we got to continue. Let's see. With a yin yang oracle, we have remember and awakening. A very big light worker type of energy, or you might actually be going through some sort of spiritual awakening as well, or you just met a person. Okay, this is very specific, but I'm hearing some of you guys might have met a person that kind of opened your eyes in some way that is anxiety inducing because it might feel too good to be true. Or there's this weird energy of, I don't know, it feels familiar. You might have been feeling like homesick from yourself for a long time, and then an experience, it could be a person, something that happened that kind of made things click again. It might feel like you're waking up to remembering who you once were and who you truly are. Like, who is pile number 1? Let us continue though. We have lack and doubts. So again, interesting, because we have remember and awakening with lack and doubt. So you might be here and you're being called to come here. We also have change and courage. Someone needs to be ready to pack their bags and go. So maybe some of you guys watching this haven't even done it yet because of the doubts. But then at the same time, this is weird. I am also hearing that some of you guys may have been told in this or during this phase of your life, or maybe throughout your life in total, that you can't do something, or maybe you were taught to believe that if you go out and try to do something, set out on a voyage or an excursion of some sort on your own, or do something independently, stray away from the rest. Maybe you were told that it wouldn't work out or something, or you were taught to believe that you shouldn't do those things or be the black sheep, if that makes sense. Okay, we're continuing. I'm just trying to piece everything together, but with that next starseed card and your last, we have all paths lead home. With inner authority, intuition, and turn your gaze within. Okay, this is beautiful because this again just keeps reminding me of someone who, and oh wait, I just realized it says all paths lead home, and I said there's this weird homesick feeling and I didn't understand why. Now is where I feel called to maybe keep my mouth shut. I want to piece everything together, but I also I do want to allow the downloads to come through organically. That way, you know, every single person watching this is benefiting and getting exactly what they need to hear right now. So let us continue. I do feel called to pull out one of these beautiful affirmation cards, so that is what we're gonna do. In terms of the universe has your back oracle card deck. Love this deck, it's really cute. But let us see. Your first one is joy is the ultimate creator. Are some of you guys afraid to go do something that you know your heart is asking you to go towards, but your brain, or maybe fear-based ways of thinking, something within you is kind of battling you right now and holding you back from going to the thing that does bring you the most joy? And what's interesting to me, I love how joy is the big word and creator here. So I feel like these might be huge keywords for you guys to keep in mind, pile number one, as we continue within this reading, because we do have the big picture thinking. And in order to be a creator, you need to have the bigger picture thinking, way of seeing things, the visionary energy. Pleiades energy is the kindness. Like, I don't, pile number one. Were you guys taken for granted for a really good chunk of your life? Or maybe a good chunk of this phase in your life? Or just a majority of your life as a whole? I don't know. It just feels like you've been very heavily underestimated for how much power you actually hold. And maybe you started to believe it. And that's where the doubts are coming through. Maybe somewhere along your life experience, you had something that triggered, like I'm literally picturing a storm within you, but all these years of your lifetime go by and then something occurs where lightning strikes and it zaps your heart. It reignites that flame. It warms it back up. Maybe your heart was cold and now it got warmed up again. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of different ways to interpret this, pile number one, because I am seeing that for some of you, you guys were too sweet and taken advantage of, taken for granted because of how your kindness was. And, you know, you were taught to believe that you're weak and you're small and you never really allowed yourself to become the leader. You always played follow the leader instead. So that's the first message. The second message coming through, pile number one, for some of you is I am also seeing that, like I said, your kindness was always taken for granted. So you always had trouble allowing yourself to follow your heart because of your experience, what you've gone through. You believed every time you followed your heart, like your heart's calling to go do something, whether it was helping people, whether it was helping those you love, being of service to those you love, or being of service to the world, doing something for your heart, whatever your heart wanted, it wouldn't work out. So you kind of let your heart turn to stone because of it. And instead you kind of went to go play monkey see, monkey do with the rest of society. Maybe something happened in your past, or maybe that was the actual thing. Maybe this happened once already to you where you kind of fell, but because you fell, lightning striked, it warmed your heart back up. And now you're like, okay, I'm realizing that I can do way much more. I feel like some of you guys are in the midst of the thinking though. Like you haven't maybe taken action quite yet. You're still sitting on it. Maybe this is why you ended up wanting to do a reading. But again, let us continue as we have 3 more oracle cards before we get into your tarot. We have rejection, loss, and fragmented. Okay, so some of you guys are scared of standing out. And again, maybe you were taken for granted. This also could be like you've been kind of battered and bruised a lot through your life experiences, that maybe you lost bits and pieces of yourself along the way. And like I said, something happened that made that lightning strike kind of go off within you that is making you starting to remember your true worth, even your own higher purpose. I don't believe in life purpose. I don't believe like, okay, this is the mission. But sometimes we have that love so strong towards what we really want to do in life that we feel like it's our life's mission. And I am feeling like for some of you, pile number one watching, this is a life's mission type of energy. But again, let's keep going. Last yin yang oracle card, we have storm. Oh my God. Pile number one, the lightning. I'm getting goosebumps. The lightning, guys. I've been literally, oh my God, adrenaline shot up. That's why I'm like losing it. And again, homesick. It's lightning striking into the house. Like you're remembering who you are at your essence, pile number one. You are remembering who you are. You're finding that home in yourself. You're remembering what makes you you. Wow. I'm just astounded that the imagery that kept coming in my head was lightning. You know, I could have used so many other different metaphors. I'm a very metaphorical person, just fun fact about me. But it's just, I can't believe, sometimes the cards just really, really astound me. Wow, I'm like speechless. I just needed a minute. Like that is absolutely insane. And for the last affirmation card, we have through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect through the world. Are some of you guys light workers? Are some of you guys healers? Is there something that you want to do for the greater good? That actually, I felt called to share earlier, but I started, I guess, pushing it away because I wanted to see what the rest of the cards were going to come out and show me. But I guess this is confirming it. There's a big dream here. This is Martin Luther King energy, guys. I don't know if you guys think you don't have what it takes. Some of you guys are just so strongly inspired, but for the right reasons. You know how some people just want money? They just want to be successful for the money. Like, money's important, but you are looking at the emotional aspect to it. I applaud you for that, pile number one, because not everyone does that, especially when it comes to their goals and their aspirations. You guys are very driven for the right reasons. You have a big, 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 big heart. And it hurts me to see that something has happened in your past that has made you think that this is something you are incapable of, or this is something that you're not able to receive. There's still this imagery I keep seeing about a heart of stone and then a lightning, and then it goes pew, and then it opens it cracks the stone up, and the heart's there and revealed again, like your vulnerability or something. You're being warmed up without even realizing it. What is going on? This is where I feel like we got to check the tarot cards and just kind of dive right in, because there's just a lot of energy here that is revealing to me that there's a message, there's a big message. I feel like the whole oracle layout here is the drum roll of your reading, if that makes sense. And then the actual tarot cards are gonna be giving us the full-on guidance here. And these are like the little puzzle pieces to add into it. So let us definitely take a look. And if you guys haven't noticed, if you guys have been in my other readings before, this is the very first time that I actually ended up doing the little fancy shuffle. I don't really do reversals in my pick a card readings, but I guess I'm going with it. That's why I kind of allowed it to take its course. I don't like to second guess myself when I do these readings, because I kind of want spirit to tell me how they want me to do things and roll. So we're gonna take a look here now and let us see exactly what your higher self wants to let you know at this time. So what is pile number one's higher self's message? What do they want to tell them in terms of what they're experiencing at this time? What is coming through? What is, thank you, spirit. All right, guys, so for the back of the deck, I guess we're doing reversals for your reading. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. For some reason, I feel like this is indicating to me, based off of the current energies and maybe what you're experiencing right now, you are feeling as if something that was supposed to break you created that lightning bolt effect and woke you up. I don't know if this is gonna resonate with everyone. It just feels like there's a story being told here with the storm, the clouds behind this man, and then the lightning comes out of the clouds and there's an awakening. Because after the storm comes the sun. Like, this was all divinely guided to help you awaken some sort of force within you. It feels like this was all planned. This was all meant to happen. And I think a part of you is starting to realize that. For some reason, I can't help but look at this purple over here, and it's right on top of my amethyst crystal. It might even be likely that your third eye chakra, your crown chakra, maybe even both of them, because I'm seeing the light purples and the indigo and the violet here, it was closed or blocked or underactive of some kind, or maybe even overactive, but I'm seeing some sort of explosion, like a sort of awakening. You're really reconnecting with your higher self. Your higher self might actually be working with you right now to help you remember your true power and potential. There's an undoing of some kind, an unraveling of some kind that's going on. We're gonna look at your tarot cards right now and kind of see what's coming through. We got 18 cards here. I'm gonna allow source to guide me in terms of how we wanna lay them out. With your very first card, we have the Eight of Swords. That's what it is. There's anxiety. Maybe that's why, actually, this is funny. The first card that comes out is Eight of Swords, and that's where the anxiety came in. I'm also hearing good karma. I don't know why. It's ringing in my head right now. Good karma, good karma. The thing that's happening is because of all the good karma you created for yourself in your life so far. That's something that's coming through. Whoever it resonates with, great. But let us continue. Next up, we have the Nine of Cups. The Chariot. We have the Sun in reverse. I already have so many messages coming through, pile number one. Next up, we have the Ace of Pentacles. and the 8 of Cups. I love, we start with an 8 and we're ending with an 8 on your first row. And this is funny how the last card is the closest towards the change in courage, walking away from something. I'm gonna move these cards more in the middle. Okay, I am feeling called. There's a significator card here, guys. We're gonna pull it out and see. This is your significator card. We're gonna be placing that right here. The Tower in reverse. I knew it. I knew it. This is, don't worry guys, I got you. If you guys don't understand what this means, don't worry. Good energy here though. Next up, we have the 5 of Wands in reverse. We have the 10 of Wands in reverse. The King of Pentacles. Oh my god, wow, I just realized the deer. I don't think that's a deer, I forgot what they're called, but the horns look exactly the same as in your significator card. You have the Hierophant. Oh my god, guys, wow. The message is so beautifully clear. I'm very excited to dive into this. The King of Swords in reversed. The 9 of Pentacles in reversed. The Knight of Swords upright. The 8 of Pentacles in reversed. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I want to lay this down. Okay, actually, interesting. I don't know why I feel called to do this, but we're gonna go with it. Trust me, guys, don't worry. The Judgment card. Last two. The 10 of Cups in reversed. And lastly, we have the Empress in reversed. I'm seeing this row that's going straight down. I hope you guys can see this card. For some reason, I felt extremely called to do this. I've never done this in any of my readings before. Pile number 1. There is a lot going on, and there's a lot that has happened in your life so far to date. Everything that you have experienced so far, your higher self really, really wants to let you know this. It was all planned. It was all gonna happen regardless. So stop worrying. If this has to do with a breakup, this has to do with you losing your job, anything with loss that really threw you off guard, you need to hear this. It was all gonna happen anyways. I know that sounds like sting. I know that might sting, but it's because I'm not the biggest fan of this word, but again, I feel like I need to share it here. It was fated. There's this energy of, it was all kind of planned for you to have some sort of awakening, and the awakening is happening. So if something that I just shared, if it all resonates so far, if it just recently happened to you, pile number 1, just letting you know, you're gonna be having huge, huge, huge revelations very, very soon, and this reading might actually be opening up that gateway for you. Moving forward though, if that doesn't resonate with some of you guys, I am also seeing that whatever might have happened that hurt, stung, something that was supposed to sting, something that just has to do with growth of any kind, because growth can be painful. This was all planned. It was meant to kind of wake you up and realize the power you truly hold. You have not been seeing the power you truly hold because of people around you or some weird dark energy. I keep feeling like there's a weird darkness here. Maybe some of you guys had to do with, I don't even like saying this word on my channel, but black magic. There's some weird, uncomfortable energy here. I feel like it's hard to talk about because every time I try to channel it, it's giving me a blur in my head. It's making me a little uncomfortable. You know, I might actually hold on to my black onyx crystal while I talk about this. There's this energy here of a lot of heaviness and a lot of darkness. I don't know if this has to do with your past, pile number 1. I don't know if this has to do with something you just overcame. I don't know if you were abused. I don't know if there's just, I'm getting a headache. Like there is dark energy surrounding what you just got out of or are about to get out of. But I do see you flying away from the situation. We see wings here everywhere. And you're actually gonna start, if this hasn't happened yet, pile number 1 to you, start releasing it. The anxiety that you might be carrying is anxiety that had to do with the environment or the scenario, the situation that you were previously in or you're about to get out of now. It's a huge influence on how you're feeling or have felt in your life for a while. The more you start to separate yourself from what that was, that is what's gonna start helping you slowly but surely come back to this sort of remembering of your true power. There's a beautiful opportunity here. I know it might suck. There's a bittersweetness here with the 3 of Swords in reverse, with the overall energy showing me how you're feeling right now. But it was all meant to lead you to where you wanna go. I don't know why this might have to do with love that's coming through. I don't know if you guys had to choose between love and career at one point in your life, or maybe you were taught to think that you can't have love and you can't be successful. That's another thing coming through. But what happened in your past wasn't real. It wasn't the real thing. That's what I'm hearing right off the bat. It wasn't. You thought it was. And that's why it hurts a lot, or has hurt a lot, but it wasn't. You're gonna get to experience that soon. I do believe that whatever you did go through, pile number 1, for sure, for all of you watching this, it put you through hell. You really just have the biggest heart in the world. And somewhere, somehow, it was taken for granted. Like I said, it could be a person, it could be a situation of some kind of friendship. I don't know if you guys went through something in your past, pile number 1, where you were kind of taught to second guess your abilities or second guess yourself in some way, shape, or form. You're slowly in the process of remembering the power you truly hold. And I think the reason why I say this actually is because I see the sun here in reverse. And I love the fact that the sun card, she has, I don't know what kind of bird it is, but the bird is black. And all these dark cards, like your oracle, the yin yang oracle, there's darkness here, darkness there, but then that one light, and then that one light here, it's like you were kind of hidden away from seeing your true potential or your true power for such a long time. And I don't know if it had to do with just maybe your personality type. I am feeling like there might be some Pisces clicking on here, or maybe Virgos in general, Libras as well coming through, even Aries. I don't know why that's coming through, but that's just random. There's this energy as if somebody is waking up from a very long hibernation of remembering who they truly are, and that your higher self is letting you know that whatever you've gone through in your past happened and has brought you up to this point to make you realize the strength you truly hold. That person or that thing was just a reminder that the more you allow yourself to be small, because you have the choice to decide when you want to be big and when you want to be small. The more you choose to stay small, the more people will see you as that, the more the world will see you as such, and the more the universe is going to give you those smaller things in return versus what you actually want, which is big. There's something huge here that you want for yourself, or there's a dream. I don't know if you guys are natural daydreamers, pile number 1. I am seeing that some of you guys might have had dreams about this, or you guys envision it in your head. You guys are visionaries naturally. Like, what am I trying to say? Oh, visualization. Like, I don't know if you guys practice that. There's just this energy of somebody who's a really big daydreamer, and they have a certain goal that they want to get to, or an outcome they want to have for their life or their lifestyle, and it feels like it's too far to achieve in the current reality you're in right now because of all the stuff or the people or the influences around you that told you that you're incapable of getting there. Or perhaps you're afraid that if you go try, you're gonna get turned down, or you're gonna get turned away. I love the imagery in these cards, because when you look at the King of Pentacles here and you got the, I don't want to say deer if it's not a deer, but maybe it is. I just love the fact that it matches your significator card and the horns, because the kindness card here speaks that the deers are natural sweethearts, you know, like they don't try to harm anything or anyone. And the energy that I'm picking up on this card, there's a royalty to it because of that gold and the gold chains that are wrapped around the horns, or the antlers, my bad. But the fact that there's the King of Pentacles is being depicted as this deer energy with the antlers again, it's as if you, pile number 1, are embodying the King of Pentacles. Like, you're actually meant to be the King of Pentacles. But it's funny how there's a It's like you would assume deers are weak, you know, like in society we were taught to see kindness as a weakness, when in reality, it's like the King of Pentacles is being depicted as the very animal that is seen as weak on the outside. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because that's how I'm seeing you guys. Maybe you guys were very just underestimated. Like I said, people just kind of thought that you wouldn't be that big of a deal, or what you have to bring to the table isn't that big of a deal, but it's like in reality, you're actually very gifted. And I see like your higher self universe has been trying to make you realize that. The other things that have been happening is, I'm also hearing, this might not make sense to you now, maybe it will down the road. For some of you guys, I'm hearing pile number one, is that the good karma that is being given to you now had to do with why this had to happen so drastically in your life. Whatever happened, it's like it had to happen that way in order for that lightning strike moment or that lightning bolt moment to kind of take place. It was meant to happen. I'm hearing, I don't know why this word is coming through. It might make sense to you guys. Maybe it's not meant to make sense to me. It was supposed to happen this aggressively so that you don't go back to that same way of being again. Your higher self has been trying to prepare you for this moment. And I am seeing that's why you finally took charge to do what you're doing. I don't know if this makes sense. It's like I'm going all over the place. I know. Bear with me, guys. Have patience with me. Thank you. I just keep seeing like somebody who's been trying to get the courage to leave the situation, and maybe they've been doing it slowly mentally, but then they're finally taking the steps to do it physically, but it's scary. But your higher self wants you to know that this is all taking you to where you're meant to be. If this is about you trying to make a decision of some kind, pile number one, I want you to know that decision, you need to trust in your gut and trust in your heart with it, because ultimately you're being very, very, very held to high regards by source, and your higher self has been trying to remind you of that because they know that you're in a situation that you don't deserve right now because of all this good karma you have, or you're going to be receiving very, very soon. I don't know if you guys are familiar with astrology, but Jupiter is in Gemini right now, and I think it's going to be in that transit for, I think, maybe 2 years. I could be completely wrong, so double check that. Don't quote me on it. But I feel like Jupiter and Gemini might have created this to happen in your life. You guys should definitely take a look at it. Just see where Gemini lies in your own natal chart in terms of the house placement in your own natal chart where Gemini is. That's what Jupiter's going to be affecting in your life right now. And it might have been affecting it for the last maybe 3 to 5 months ago. I don't remember, but it was around that time. And ever since then, I am feeling like there might have been some sort of willingness to want to start growing and changing or becoming the you that you know you're meant to be. There's something here where you were like shedding skin. I'm picturing a snake shedding its skin, and it was doing it slowly, in a slow and gradual process. One after the other, some layer was being revealed, and you were kind of waking up slowly to some sort of revelation within you, some sort of realization that has led you to make that ultimate decision, like I'm ready to go, or I'm ready to go embark, I'm ready to go do something. Like I'm seeing like someone who's ready, but the readiness is, I don't know how to explain it. It's stalling. I keep feeling like there's a stalling like energy here. Pile number one. If you guys are still kind of stalling in some way, shape, or form in your life right now, this message or this reading, pile number one, is a confirmation to go just freaking do it. Your higher self is telling you to listen to your heart. Don't let the mind take over. Your mind has been kind of brainwashed by a lot of things and environmental influences around you, whether it be people, whether it be your actual environment itself, whether it be your life circumstances. Maybe you felt like you were given the shorter end of the stick in life. And whatever you've experienced in your life doesn't mean that that's what your worth equates to. Pile number one, like you're meant to do or get to much higher areas. There is a lot of beauty within you, pile number one, and you deserve more than what you're being given or have received so far in your life to date. You have some sort of royalty. There is some sort of royal-like status to you. I don't know if you're naturally very sophisticated, or there's some sort of fluidness to your nature that a lot of people love about you. They find it very attractive, is what I'm hearing. You kind of do it without realizing it. It's like a second nature thing for you. And I also hear that might be something that you're ashamed of, something that people find attractive, you're insecure about. And maybe you've actually gotten a lot of compliments about it before. That was just a random little channel message that came through, but your higher self wants to let you know, like, to embrace it. A lot of the things that make you you, that maybe you're ashamed of, that you think make you weak, which has to do a lot with your big heart, are the very things that are going to lead you to your ultimate success in life and happiness and emotional fulfillment. And the more you shut that down, pile number one, the more the universe, I guess, is going to be giving you these lessons that you're going to have to keep feeling that ickiness again and again and again. It's only you that has the key to kind of wake up from the story or this storyline that you've been kind of fed your whole life and say, oh wait, actually I get to put the brakes on here. This is my life. I get to take my power back. I get to choose what thoughts I want to fill my head with and rewire yourself to believe what you want to believe in. I think your higher self is really just here to remind you that what you're experiencing right now at this current phase of your life, whatever you might be going through, pile number one, because remember, this is a message where you need to hear right now. It could be a lot of things coming through all at once. You're on track with where you're meant to be. If you're doubting that maybe, I don't know if you guys made a decision yet already, random again, might resonate with some, might not resonate with everyone. I don't know if some of you guys already made some sort of big decision and you're like second guessing if that was the right decision or not. They're saying your guides and your higher self in general really just wants to tell you, like, stop worrying. You're trying to make decisions that are in your own best interest right now, and you're letting go of the things that don't serve you, and that's the right way to do things. You have been a big lover or a giver. Your heart, like I said, is huge. Maybe that's why it did turn to stone down the road, because it got hurt so many times, it got taken advantage of, taken for granted, like I keep saying so many times, that you kind of just started to lock that part of you away. But that very vulnerability, ever since that sort of lightning bolt metaphorical thing I explained earlier happened to you, it has been making you start thinking, okay, maybe my heart should come up. And ever since that lightning bolt moment happened, you might have felt inspired to go out and take action on something or do something for yourself, to go create something that will bring you the joy that you're seeking. And when I say create, it doesn't have to be a business. It doesn't have to be like a venture idea. It could be just filling your life up more or aligning your life with more of the energy that you're trying to gain or attract more into your life. And so that can mean like more self-care. That can mean maybe painting your house a certain color because that color brings you more happiness, doing more hobbies that bring emotional pleasure and emotional satisfaction into your life. Just doing more things that brings you back to you. You're being more encouraged to do right now. I don't know if some of you guys have been sheltered for a good chunk of your life, pile number one, because you are being, or maybe you have been recently heavily challenged to not be the way you were taught to be growing up. And there's a fear and anxiety that has to do with that because you don't want to get hurt by trying to be just you unapologetically, because you know being you unapologetically will lead you to where you want to be. Regardless though, what has happened has given you some sort of opportunity to do something beautiful for yourself and make it tangible. So it might likely be that you have been thinking about something for a while. You are an overthinker. You might like to think about scenarios before they actually happen. Like it'll be like, okay, it can happen this way, it can happen that way, it can happen this way, and all this other ways. And you try to like predict what's gonna happen before it does. Maybe you guys actually watch a lot of pick a card readings naturally. I just keep feeling like your higher self, it just keeps trying to say here, to cut to the chase, be straight up with you. Stop thinking and just go do it. Stop thinking about what you're thinking and just go do it, or go make that decision, or go take that final step, or go take that action, because you've been sitting on it for so long, and you know that where you're at or where you've been in or what you've been dealing with, it's just not aligned with your emotional fulfillment. Why are you wasting your time there? Why are you wasting your energy still thinking about it instead of just going doing it? I know you're scared. I know you're terrified. I know there's a lot of doubt. Maybe you think you're not good enough to go accomplish at what you want, or go do what you want to do, or go have this thing that you're trying to get. Maybe you've been given an opportunity to go onto a new adventure of some kind, whether it be with a romantic person, a friendship, the start of something new in life, a move, or you know, your job, you got laid off from your job and now you're being kind of forced into a new opportunity for more self-growth. You need to switch your perspective on whatever has happened. Pile number one, I feel like some of you guys have already done that for yourselves, but for the ones that haven't, you know, I'm sharing that right now because you know that excessively continuing to do what you've been doing isn't going to serve you anymore. It's just going to waste your time, honestly. And you can make this more of a rip band-aid type of situation. Just rip it off. You know when you're trying to slowly peel off a band-aid and sometimes it can get caught on the hairs? I don't know if you guys have hairy arms. I do. But I'm just saying, you know when it could get caught and it's like, ow, or you're trying to get something off, and or maybe wax, like you're trying to wax for the first time and it hurts, okay? But you know when it's like quick, it stings really bad, especially if you have sensitive skin like me, but then it starts to go down. You know, and as long as you apply the right things to make the stinginess, the redness go down, as long as you're doing the things to nourish yourself during that stinging process, it goes down. And it goes down quicker than you just slowly doing it one by one, hair by hair, because that sounds very painful. I don't even want to picture it. That makes me uncomfortable. But it's like, that's what I'm seeing you guys doing to yourselves when you guys think so hard about this. And I think that's why my heart rate was like, oh my God, like my heart was like literally like this in my chest, or at least that's how I was picturing it. Like it was getting me anxious. I'm a Virgo rising, okay? So I think to the max, and I just was feeling some sort of intrusive thinking going on here, some bad patterns. I don't know if this is self-sabotage going on. You guys love getting yourselves in some sort of spiral of thinking, pile number one, but it's not good anymore. You've done enough thinking. You don't know this, but this is all happening to you to get you on the right path that's gonna lead you to where you really wanna be in life. Whatever your daydream is, whatever your dream is, whatever the vision is for you, pile number one, this had to happen to get you on the right track or go in the right direction towards the thing at which you're dreaming for. So you need to trust that. You need to believe that. That's what your higher self is trying to tell you. Like, you need to tell yourself, this is all happening. It's all divinely like led of some kind, where it's meant to show you the bigger picture of something. Like, you need to change your perspective and like kind of be straight up with yourself. I'm also hearing like make a list of pros and cons. I see that might be more cons than where you're stuck in, maybe situation-wise, versus the pros of leaving it. It's gonna make you more motivated to take action. You worry too much. That was a little channel message coming through for your higher self, but just do it. I'm trying to see if there's anything else here. Okay, some of you guys might be encouraged from your higher self to connect to them more. So I don't know what that means, but for some reason I'm looking at this card and I feel like this is a little bit of an invitation. What this card is saying, pile number one, is an invitation for you guys to journal more, write a letter to your higher self, and just talk with it. See what comes up, or what insecurities or what vulnerabilities want to be written down. Or maybe on the next full moon or the next new moon. Both energies are okay for this case. I don't think that they have a preference on which phase. Either one of those, you are being encouraged to write some sort of letter, and it doesn't need to be burned, but something to do with writing a letter, folding it up, and you don't have to like put it in like an envelope or anything, but just keep it there for safekeeping. Put it in like a box or something, and then look at it after you go through the thing that you're thinking about doing, once you do it. And after it happens, because it is gonna happen, I do see some sort of wish being fulfilled here. Whatever this desire is, this vision, like I said, this path had to turn and throw you off guard heavily. I feel like this was kind of like a car wreck type of energy situation here. It wasn't nice. It had to happen the way it did so that it gave you like a hard turn to get you back on the right path, in the right direction, towards where your wishes are, where the desire here is. It is leading you there right now. Your higher self is saying, okay, now we're just waiting on you. Now you just gotta do it. Stop being so scared and just go do it. I know it's easier said than done. I'm sorry if some of you guys are cussing me off right now as I say that, because I know I can be a little bit bittersweet in my talk. I feel like the way that will help soothe the anxieties is by talking to your higher self. Journaling can really help, or doing some sort of letter ritual thing, writing something down maybe on the next full moon or new moon. Just talking more with your higher self, connecting with them in some way, whether it's looking at yourself in the mirror and doing some positive affirmations and looking deeply into your eyes, giving yourself that love and compassion. When you talk to yourself that way, your higher self hears it and feels it as well. Because you're gonna be very connected with them in this phase that you're gonna embark on. They were trying to give you some sort of heads up with this reading. This was more of a heads up type of reading on what to expect, or what's going on, or what you need to know in terms of like, okay, look, like you need to do this, and once you do it, you know, be prepared, buckle up. But your higher self has their hand out and they're waiting for you to go take it and just go with them, embark on this new thing. They're kind of waiting on you. Whatever you need to do to help soothe your anxieties, pile number one, you are being encouraged to do that. And I do feel like talking to them somehow, whether it's out loud in the mirror, or writing that letter, even writing in like the notes area of your phone if you have an iPhone, like something to do with just letting something out. It needs to happen in order for you to feel ready. There's some weird type of closure that you want. It's weird. I feel like some of you guys have gotten so much closure, but the closure wasn't enough for you and you need more. But the closure that you are actually seeking, pile number one, can't come from whatever that experience was that you're feel like you need it from. It actually needs to come from you. You need to give yourself that closure. And the letter will really, really, really help that. I don't know why. That just keeps coming through. But aside from that, to be straightforward with you, I really feel like that's all I'm seeing here. This reading was very straight, cutthroat. Thank you so much for your patience, my loves, for allowing me to allow things to channel through. But I feel like it was more of like the call or the invitation to go out and do it. Just know that you're making the right decision. You worrying about it isn't gonna change anything, but this reading was definitely a confirmation for you guys, for anyone who's still in that indecisive like energy, to go out and do it, because you are protected. And what I mean by protected, you are being held in very high regard right now by your spiritual council, a universe, source, whatever you want to call it, your angels, your ancestors. There's just a lot of love here. You don't see it though. It hurts me because I am getting another headache again. You are very lost in the sauce right now with how you feel about yourself or something like that. I just, it hurts me. I feel like your judgment has been so clouded by others' opinions or thoughts or ways of doing things, like you adopted them, even though they're false belief systems. My heart goes out to you guys, pile number one, because this seems pretty tough. Like, this is a tough situation, but you are really being called to do it. Just follow the heart. Your heart is guiding you right now and you gotta trust it. And trust me when I say this, when you don't know which thing to follow, whether it's your head or your heart, always choose the heart. That's what I tell everyone. Always choose your heart, because most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you will regret not following your heart if you just chose to stick with the logic. Because the heart is where the magic lies. It's where things feel more brighter and more beautiful. The rose-tinted glasses like energy is there. Romanticizing your life is there. Who would regret following their heart if they had a chance to do it? The only thing your brain does is try to keep you surviving through following your heart. So follow the heart. At the end of the day, it's about following your heart, using your brain to be smart and rational when doing so. But try to rewire those doubts to start looking at, hey, I can do this. Hey, I believe in myself. Hey, I'm capable of more than I realize. Like, maybe start doing some positive affirmations. Like, you're just being called to do something with speaking or writing something down. Something to do with self-expression. Or expressing yourself, expressing your truth, speaking from the heart. There's something that needs to be said or released or okay, when I look at prayer, I think of meditation or mantras as well. So you might actually be called to do that for yourself. Come up with some mantras to help you release this anxiety that you're experiencing. Something that will help you empower yourself, because you are a very powerful being, pile number one. It's just gonna take some time for you to realize it. That's all. But this is all going to help you get to where you wanna be. I do see it taking some time with the chariot here. I find it a little bit whimsical with the snail as the thing that the person is riding on, because it is showing me like slow and steady is what wins the race here. This might actually be the start of a new healing journey you're about to embark on within yourself, but this is ultimately going to lead you to where you want to be. It's just going to take some time. You got to shift your perspective. Trust in this process. Know that you are being divinely led and held lovingly very hard right now. There's good karma on your side right now, pile number one. And with that, I send you guys so much unconditional love. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you love this reading, if this resonated with you, or give it a thumbs up. If it did, shoot me a comment down below. You can write down the pile that you ended up choosing. If you were one of the pile number ones, you can write a little heart emoji if that's possible. I love seeing the community engage. I love connecting with you guys. And you know, my channel is all about helping you step into your power, helping you become the best version of yourself and heal from the inside out. As I'm a facilitator for deep healing, you know, I feel like it's my job to help you learn how to be a healer for yourself in time, because everything that's worth it in life takes time, and this journey that you're about to go on is going to take some time. Okay, so send you so much unconditional love and have a beautiful rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you in the next pick a card reading that I upload. Bye. Hi pile number 2 and welcome to your reading. This is Ahimsa here, and if this is the card you use to help you choose this pile, then this is definitely the reading for you, for exactly what your higher self wants to tell you right now, what their message is, what their advice might be, what their guidance is in terms of this current time in your life, what you might be going through. It's just anything that's going to come up, we're going to allow to come up right now in terms of what you got to hear. And excuse the blackness on my fingers, that is the ash from this mighty Palo Santo in the corner over here, okay? We're going to be diving into this. I'm very excited. I really do hope that you guys did get a second to check out that guided meditation. If that was helpful, I'm so happy. And welcome any newbies here that are joining the tribe when it comes to seeing what this pick of card reading is going to be all about. So let us definitely dive into this. So I really have no right or wrong way on how I do these types of readings. I kind of allow source to channel and come within me and show me, kind of guide me, direct me on where to put the cards, how many cards want to come out, and etc. Okay, so we're just going to kind of go with the flow here and just see exactly what's going to come out. All right, I'm just going to place the significator card that you use to choose this pile right over here. For some reason, I actually felt called to grab my Amazonite crystal. Tell me this is not a gorgeous crystal, guys, but for some reason I felt called to get it for your reading in particular. We're going to leave the significator card here and kind of see what else is going to come out. You guys got a couple starseed cards along with Yin Yang Oracle and the Universe Has Your Back Oracle deck. So I'm very excited, and let us get into this. It seems like this card wants to come out first, so that's what we're going to do. First up, you have Fate with Detours and Divine Intervention. Detours and Divine Intervention. This immediately is aligning with your keyword rebirth here. So intervention, rebirth, something got thrown off, or you got thrown off the tracks in your life. Maybe you feel like your life just did a drastic turn of some kind. So let us continue. Next up, you have Renewal and Spark, again with the sparks, just like that lightning in the last card. Something definitely lit on fire. What is going on here? Renewal and rebirth are like the same thing. So there might be some sort of emphasis here on the beginning or the start of a brand new chapter in your life. Next up, I feel called to pull out a starseed card. We have Your Life is a Canvas, Artist, Manifestation, and Creative Accountability. Next, for another starseed, we have Messenger, Serious Energy, Bringing Harmony and Balance. Divine Intervention, Messenger. Fate, I didn't even see that. Fate, Renewal, Rebirth. You are being challenged. I am seeing like you're being challenged somehow, like, or it might feel like you're being tested. Like you yourself, pile number 2, might feel like you're being tested, but it's a challenge. They're challenging you. They're trying to see how bad you want something. It's part of a plan. When I look at the imagery in this card, pile number 2, I feel like this is all divinely meant to happen. It's super interesting. Like it happened at the right time. If it happened any other time, you wouldn't have been ready. Okay, let's continue. Next up, you have Pluto with Transformation. Wow. Okay, guys, look at this. We got rebirth, the word transformation. And tell me, Pluto is the planet of literal intense rebirthing of some kind. It's a very intense energy, this planet, Pluto. And when I think of Pluto, this imagery can definitely describe the energy and intensity of Pluto in itself when it comes to the intensity that it brings along into your life to spark change of some kind. Your cards are all coming out showing me that there is something huge happening. You're like in this metamorphosis process right now. And I am feeling like it might be very, very, very uncomfortable for you right now. There might be a lot of stress that is coming through because I am channeling a lot of stress right now. Like I'm feeling like it's not mine. That's how I know it's yours, pile number 2. There's a lot of stress. It's not even, there might be anxiety as well, but what I'm feeling is more like an overwhelming energy. I am feeling stressed. I don't know why. And I feel like there's a heaviness in my heart. I feel like I'm choking on my own words right now. I don't know why. I feel like I'm kind of suffocated, like I can't breathe. There's this energy here, pile number 2, that I don't know if there's peer pressure. You got a lot of weight on your shoulders right now, or all eyes are on you, or you're just putting a lot of pressure on yourself. You have a lot of standards, like you hold yourself to high standards and you want to exceed them. Or maybe those are others doing that onto you. But what I am seeing here is you're definitely going through some sort of challenge or you're about to embark on one, but it's meant to happen to make you stronger to get what you want. I'm also hearing you have an opportunity, ... So maybe the tarot cards, after we look into the rest of your oracle cards, they'll kind of show us what that is. But let us continue. We're gonna pull out one of the affirmation cards here for you, and it is, there is a stream of love supporting my dreams. There is a stream of love supporting my dreams. When I see this, for some reason, it reminds me of this card, the colors. I feel like there's a lot of, okay, I just got a very, oh my God, I just realized, look guys, the colors match. The colors, guys, they match. I was about to say, actually, I got a channel message that you are being rerouted. Like, I'm literally picturing a GPS system saying recalculating, and your life literally feels like it's gone into shambles of some kind or some sort of crazy wreckage. I don't know. I'm just picturing something like boom, out of nowhere. And now you gotta take some sort of different shortcut to get to where you want to go, or you're being rerouted on purpose. I don't know why though. They're trying to tell you that you gotta trust it. Like, there might be a lot of stress when it comes to how to navigate it, but you're being told to trust, like it's happening for the greater good of you, to step into the power that you truly hold. You've never really felt what it's like to be in your true essence of power, pile number 2. I feel like there's a lot of energy here, especially coming from your higher self, that's trying to indicate like, we are preparing you. I don't know what that means. I just hear we are preparing you. And when I say we, I don't know, maybe your higher self is with your spiritual counsel. It doesn't feel like there is just one entity here though, pile number 1, that's coming to share this with you. It feels intense. It feels emotional. I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but it feels very beautiful, the amount of love and support you're being given right now, pile number 2. Okay, another very specific random channel message, but I don't know if you've been doing some shadow work in the past, but you're healing it. And the more you're healing it, this part of you, this darker area of you, maybe it was like a wound of some kind that you were working on unraveling for yourself, and a part of you that you once used to reject heavily, you've been trying to heal it or like work on it, and you're putting yourself back together by befriending this part of you. And the more you put yourself back together, the more power you're starting to kind of unlock deep within yourself. So the more you kind of heal and navigate through the inner webs of this experience, or your inner journeying, I guess you can say, your inner healing journey, you're doing so much ridiculous growth right now. And for some reason, I'm like hearing just wait until, like, just wait and see, or something. Like, I'm hearing just wait ... Like, there's some sort of suspenseful energy here where they just keep saying like, just wait and see. You're gonna understand why this all is happening the way it is in time. You're gonna get to look back on this, whatever you're going through right now, pile number 2, and you're gonna be like, I know exactly why, like, this is my time. Or I don't know if you guys are stalling on when to do something and it's taking time, or maybe you've been trying to go through some sort of process, pile number 2, and it feels like it's been taking a lot longer than you'd like it to. I'm hearing your higher self trying to tell you that it's happening at the right pace. So stop trying to force things to happen. Maybe that's where the stress is coming from. You're like, why is it taking this long? Or why is this happening so slow? Or there's a feeling of frustration here, pile number 2, coming from you, definitely. But then I feel like from your higher self is like an opposite energy of like, calm, breathe. Try to center yourself. Like, you need to find your centeredness in the storm right now. There's a lot of things you're in the midst of when it comes to chaotic energy, pile number 2. I'm literally picturing like an individual standing in the middle of a tornado, and the more grounded they allow themselves to feel within, the longer they can stay planted on the ground in the midst of that tornado and not allow the tornado kind of make them uproot from the ground and take off with it in the chaos, get lost in it. And you need a lot of inner strength right now, and you've been really gathering as much as you can. I am also hearing your higher self telling you to keep going, like you're doing good, but you're something, I don't know why you're so nervous, or I don't know. Okay, let's continue. Sorry guys. Thank you for your patience. I'm just trying to allow source to give me as much messages as possible in case, you know, a lot of people are going to be watching this reading, and I want to make sure you guys hear everything you need to hear this time. So remember, cherry pick what resonates, leave what doesn't. Maybe one thing I say might not resonate with you, but it resonates with 2 other people that listen to it, you know? So thank you. Let us continue though. We got 3 more cards, and then we're going to get into your tarot, and we're going to kind of see the bigger picture laying out. Next up, You have limitations and fears. Oh my God. I don't know if you guys heard me. I might have mumbled it a little. I said worried. There's a worriedness of some sort of like, is this going to happen in the way I want it to? I'm hearing yes, like right away. And we haven't even looked at your tarot cards, but there's a lot of, oh wow, even look at this imagery of like this reflection of something holding her back. I don't know if that is the shadow self. I don't know if you guys just got out of a dark night of the soul. I wanted to say that earlier, but I was waiting to get some more confirmations on that before I shared it. So there's a lot of messages here, okay? Pile number 2, so just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. For the last 2 cards, for the last starseed card, we have wait. Oh my God, guys. Guys, I literally said that there's something that's happening, but it's slow. And I think the pace is frustrating you. Look, you literally have wait. Wait, it's not yet time. Things are being woven. That's exactly how this energy is feeling, but it's frustrating you. It's driving you insane, pile number 2. Maybe you've done a couple other pick a card readings about this topic, or maybe you've been trying to get guidance on it from other readings in the past before. Maybe you do your own readings or something and you've been getting mixed messages with it is another thing I'm hearing. So it's been frustrating you. So you're finally trying to get it from another reading or another reader. And I'm just hearing like you need to be patient. As frustrating as it might be right now, like there's a need for patience. And that makes sense with, I told you there's this energy of metamorphosizing. It's as if a butterfly is still in the cocooning stage, but it's starting to hatch. And it takes its time during that hatching process, but you need to be patient with it. You need to hold it with compassion and keep the compassion in your mind. Because if you keep feeding this energy aggressively, if you feed it your frustrations, it might hold back on you. The more anger or stress you kind of put into whatever you're experiencing right now, pile number 2, I am hearing specifically, it's actually gonna mess with the timing on how this will unravel for you. So instead, what you need to be doing is to just kind of give into it. You need to kind of ride the wave at the pace at which this is happening. Breathe through the chaos. I know, I can tell like this is driving you insane. You want it to be over already or something like that, or you want it to you just want to get something over with, or you just want it to happen now. Like I'm just feeling someone who's just hanging on by a thread and they don't know how much longer they can take it. And you are a lot stronger than you think. You've been going through this for a while. I don't know how long. I just feel like it's been long enough in your life where you're like, when is this gonna be over? Like I'm going crazy, dude. Like, come on. Okay, let's see the last affirmation card you guys got. You have hope is the conduit for miracles. Yes, this is actually beautiful. And the reason why I find this so gorgeous, pile number 2, if you haven't noticed yet, all the coloring here are pinks and blues. This is the only goldish color card you have. And when I think about that, I see like this hope is that lightning striking that tree in this imagery. So it's like hope is what's going to kind of ignite this and allow it to take its course. If you feel like there's been some sort of stagnancy or pause put in your life, a fork in the road and that type of energy happened. You need to trust more. You need to release this need for controlling the situation. But let us definitely take a look at your tarot cards and just see how this all matches up. Okay, that was quick. I guess your significator card here is the 6 of Cups. I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself for now, and I'm gonna just shuffle and get all your cards out, and then we'll kind of dive into it that way, all right, pile number 2? So just give me one moment. What does pile number 2's higher self want to let them know right now? What is the message? What is the guidance here for pile number 2? Pile number 2, the back of the deck energy. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Wow. Okay. I'm just in shock. Sorry, guys. I see spark, right? And when we see sparks, sometimes I might think of stars. When we're trying to draw sparks, like on a piece of paper, it ends up looking like somewhat of a star. And you got the Star card as the back of the deck energy. So there is some beautiful transformation happening. Even though you can't see it yet, you might feel like you're in that tornado still, trying to keep your cool, trying to keep your peace, inner peace, calm and collected type of energy to keep persevering and staying grounded in the chaos right now, pile number 2. With the Star card being the back of the deck energy, it's as if your higher self is trying to sort of nudge to me or tell me right now very clearly that you might have a lot of trouble seeing it right now because of the chaos, because of the mess that's around you. But you need to hold on to that glimmer of hope right now as hard as you can. You need to trust in this, and you need to have some patience during this time to trust that everything is going to unfold, okay, in the way that it's meant to for you at this time. This had to happen in the way that it's happening now for your greater good for some reason of some kind. That's what I'm hearing first off. Maybe the cards are going to give me some more specifics when it comes to that statement I just made as we continue to look into the rest of them. But there's something about holding on to hope and just trusting. There needs to be a lot of trusting because there is a light guiding you in the right direction right now. And it's weird. Like when I look at the imagery here, I don't know if you guys can see the fog, and she's holding like that little magic wand. There's like a light at the tip of it. I see as if this light is the thing that's gonna help her see through the fog, and the fog is still there. So it might feel as if like you're holding on, it might feel like you're holding on to false hope actually. Like it might feel like you're being delusional. Like you might literally feel like, am I going crazy? Like, is it even worth trusting in this right now? Like I've been doing this for so long or something like that. I just keep feeling like you're super stressed about this situation or what you're currently going through right now. Your higher self is just really emphasizing like, please, you need to trust. Please. Like I literally am hearing the word please in my head. And sometimes higher selves don't really say please, but for some reason there's begging energy here coming from them to you, pile number 2. Like they're really asking you from the bottom of their heart that you need to trust this. I don't know if you had some weird random temptation to do something impulsive or reckless. Maybe it was irrationally made. It was a emotionally impulsive decision or something you were thinking about doing or debating on doing something recently regarding this situation that you inquired about. But for some reason, like your higher self is trying to say like, please be patient. Like you need to trust really hard right now. Pile number 2, we all have free will. I'm not the biggest fan of the word fate, but it is here. And the cards are giving me so much indicators showing to me that on this current path that you're experiencing right now, pile number 2, like there's something kind of destined for you. And your free will, you're like a little firecracker. And sometimes when you get frustrated, those firecrackers can start sparking light. And it can burn some things around you if you're not careful, you know? And if you kind of allow that firecracker-like energy to kind of take over you without the logic kind of holding you down, that grounded energy staying there, it might make everything around you catch on fire if you're not careful. Apply that metaphor into your situation as you see fit, pile number 2. It's just, that's how I'm picturing it. Like they're giving me that sort of imagery right now that you need to kind of be careful on how you're navigating through this, and especially navigating through the emotions that you might be experiencing at this current time in your life, because they're intense and they might kind of take over your rational thinking if you're not aware of them. So, you know, making sure that you stay in that centered energy, deep breathing, grounding yourself. Again, pile number 2, I really hope that you listen to that meditation. And if you haven't, maybe even listen to it just to get the tuning fork energy, maybe even after this reading. I just feel like you guys need some grounding and centering to happen, because you need some sort of rope to hang on to so you don't get taken away or flown off with that tornado in that last metaphor I said. All right, so we're gonna place the back of the deck energy up here, and let us see the other cards you guys have and how many. For the very first card, pile number 2, you guys have the Chariot. Journeying. Yes, this is something you're in the midst of. Next up. Oh, and then this is so funny. I love the Chariot card, the way it's depicted in this deck I have with the snail. It's emphasized here, the fact that this is the first card that comes out. Slow but steady. Maybe you're in the beginning of some sort of project. This might not resonate with everybody, but it's like the beginning of something, and maybe you're impatient because you're so excited about it. Maybe there's a lot of love in this thing that you're trying to do, or when it comes to the angle that you're trying to attain. Honestly, this can be applied in any type of situation. It could apply to love, it could apply to a friendship, an argument, or anything really. So just apply it as you see fit, but let's continue. Next up, you have the King of Wands. And that red energy is standing out to me when it comes to groundedness, but you see how there's those sparks. Next, we have the Ace of Wands, the King of Pentacles, a lot of King energy here. Next, to end the first row, we have the Four of Pentacles. Yes, holding on to something. Hold on to that passion and keep it grounded. There's a lot of passion when it comes to this thing. For the next row, we have the Hermit. Next up, the Six of Swords. I knew it. Yes, this is all starting to come together now. Your whole reading, pile number 2. Continuing on, the Eight of Cups. Next, the Three of Cups. Maybe this is about a person. Or pressure, peer pressure still. Next, for the ending, the second row, we have the Page of Cups. And for the very final row, pile number 2, just moving these cards up a little. Maybe, let's see if we can fit it all. You have the Fool. Yes, this is the start of something new. I knew it. Or you just kind of started. You're in the beginning stages of something. Next up, the Judgment card. I knew it. Yep, fated. This is gonna work. It's gonna happen. You need to trust. Next up, the Ace of Cups. I love how that falls under where the Ace of Wands is in terms of the column. Last 3 cards, we have the Justice card. How the situation will unfold is dependent upon how you handle it right now, continuing forward. You might have almost lost your cool for some reason regarding the situation, pile number 2. And your higher self is really trying that. I think that's why they said, please, like, please calm down. Like, please keep the grounding. Please believe in us. Like, please have more faith. It will resolve itself in time, but you can't keep trying to force it. Last 2. We have the Death card. Yes, and this literal card is about transformation and death. And we got the rebirth as your keyword here for the main reading message. Wow, transformation, literally renewal. This is all what death stands for, pile number 2. And lastly, wait, I'm tripped out. You got the King. I don't even know this deck does this, pile number 2. You got the King of Wands again. And you got the King of Wands twice. I don't know if this was a typo in the card deck that I bought, but I do not see this as a coincidence. I see this as confirmation from source that you have a lot of energy and fire and beauty. What I'm hearing here, at least from what I'm seeing, pile number 2, there's a lot of anxiety on like, is this gonna happen? Is this gonna go right? Is this what? Is this? I keep hearing, is this? Like, is it gonna happen? Is it gonna work? I don't know. Is it? Like, what can I do to make it work? Like, calm down. Pile number 2, please take a breath. You need to ground yourself more. You need to have more faith in the things that are in the unseen aspect of life, because you have this kindred little spirit. It's so cute. You are a person that when you're in a situation that brings peace to you or happiness or contentment to you, what I'm hearing, like when you're in that state of energy, you don't realize how much it affects those around you. Your light is just so bright, pile number 2. It's so sweet. I don't know how else to explain it. There's a sweetness to you that it pleases your spiritual counsel source to see the light you hold. It's very unique and special. Like, you have a very potent light. You know how there's those cliche things that people say, probably in a lot of pick a card readings in general, where they say like, oh, you're very special, you're very powerful, this and that, right? I see that, yes, but it's heightened here. Pile number 2, there's a heightened type of energy about you. I don't know if you have a big purpose. I don't like the word purpose, but whatever you're inquiring about is going to lead you closer to the highest version of yourself that you can possibly become. When I think of rising signs in astrology, if you're familiar with that, maybe even take a look at your ascendant sign in your natal chart, pile number 2, after this reading. Hopefully the glare isn't too bad. I really, really hope so. Thank you for, dealing with it if it's bad. But take a look at your ascendant sign if you don't even know it yet. I highly recommend that you take a look at your natal chart. For some reason, I feel like it's gonna give you a little bit of a hint on why it's happening the way it's happening. It might actually help you be able to understand how to navigate your inner world a little bit better, looking into your natal chart. But for some reason, your ascendant sign keeps coming into my head. I don't know what the importance of this rising sign energy is coming through for, why it's there in my head so vividly, but I keep hearing like you're aligning more with your rising sign. And when I think of rising signs in astrology, I think of our ascendant sign. And ascendant means the energy that we are meant to kind of embody. It's the energy that is gonna help you align more with your north node energy, like the mission essence of what you're meant to learn in this lifetime. And I see you in the midst of about to align with it even more, or embody your ascendant sign a little bit more. And it's gonna help you. It's gonna be kind of like that secret ingredient to helping you align with something that you've been seeking for a while. I feel like when it comes to this reading, I'm not gonna be able to understand it, and I don't think I'm supposed to. I think it's kind of cryptic on purpose. It's only a reading that you guys should be able to understand. So I'm just gonna keep going with it, because it does feel like a lot of messages I've shared so far, and some of them aren't really like all together into one big coherent story. So I need you guys to really take what resonates and leave what doesn't, okay? Overall though, there's a dream, and there's a fear of whether or not this dream or the thing at which you're desiring about or inquiring about is going to happen. It will. However, I'm hearing the way you choose to navigate this portion of your life, this phase, this journeying that you're going through right now, pile number 2, is what's going to be the determining factor that will give you the outcome, or how the outcome will take place. Like, I'm hearing a very straightforward message of control your impulses. Apply that as you see fit into your situation, pile number 2. But there's a lot of passion with whatever you've been inquiring about or what you're going through, the end result that you're trying to gain. And the passion there is so intense that it does bring anxiety. It can, a lot. And I don't know if maybe this is also a very specific message coming through for some of you, pile number 2, but I am hearing that maybe you made a decision to leave something, whether it's a person, place, or a thing. You're having second guesses on whether or not that was the right choice to do. Your guides and your higher self wants to let you know that it happened because it was meant to happen. You need to hold on to that light. What made you leave the place or the thing or the person in the first place, that was your ultimate truth. And you should not be second guessing your inner truth, because your inner knowing was the thing that got you out of there in the first place. You need to keep trusting in that inner knowing a little bit more. The more you have hope for this, the more it will bloom into your favor. You need to have more trust. Just be careful how you approach it, be mindful. And for some reason I feel called to say be strategical. Just make sure that the choices that you choose to take moving forward, or the actions you choose to do, or the things you choose to say, that they are aligned with clarity. And if they are not, maybe journal about it until you feel a sense of clarity with it before speaking about it. I don't know why that's coming through. There might even be some sort of anxiety regarding if things are going to get better. And they definitely 100,000% are. Like, it's destined to go away. Whatever the situation or the challenge that you're experiencing right now, it's temporary, okay? Please understand that, pile number 2. But you have a lot of fear. I don't know why. Hold on, give me a moment so I can really connect everything. I feel like there's some energy of some type of loneliness lurking here. Maybe you feel like you've been in the dark. I'm seeing someone who does have a good amount of people in their social life. However, they internally don't feel energetically aligned with the people in their social life as of right now, and maybe it's making you feel very lonely internally. And a lot of people around you don't know that about you. You kind of like to keep that part of you hidden. Or maybe you have a lot of surface level friends, pile number 2. Or the people in your social life in general, like you don't like to share a lot about what's going on in your inner world with them. You like to keep things private or inside you, and it's a struggle. I do see you like blowing up or having this urge to want to blow up of some kind. And that's why your higher self is like saying, please, like take it easy, control your impulses right now. What you choose to do, how you choose to do it is very important. You need to be very analytical moving forward. There's a lot of sporadic energy here. Like I said, there's this firecracker, pew, 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 and you don't want everything to catch on fire around you. You got to be careful. You're very intense, you know? Also, how you choose to navigate that intensity in the situation. Pile number 2 is really going to aid you in having a little bit of your head on straight on your shoulders, because if there's like something you've been anticipating when it comes to like a conversation with somebody or like trying to open up a conversation of some kind, there's a warning here from your higher self coming in to be careful how you say what you want to say to them. How you say what you say will be very important on the path afterwards. What you say will ultimately impact everything else in your life onwards. Stay true to what you want. At the end of the day, I do see things fixing itself and leveling itself out in time, but you mustn't lose hope. You need to be a little bit more patient. You need to breathe through it. And I know that you feel like you can't take it anymore, but you're stronger than you realize, because obviously you're there and you've been going through this and you got it. Like you have all the courage you need. Try to reground yourself, try to reset yourself. See this reading as a reminder that everything is okay. It will fix itself in time. You need a reminder to remember that you're being loved, you're being supported, and this is all for the greater good of your life and your inner transformation. This is all taking you to the version of you that you're meant to step into. Again, I feel like you should definitely take a look at your ascendant sign if you don't know it yet in your natal chart. But you need to believe that what you want wants you back. But you need to stay true to it. Don't doubt it. Don't second guess it. Don't think that it's not going to happen. That's self-limiting beliefs that are of the past, and the present is the present. Don't dwell too much on what was. Remember that the past doesn't exist anymore. It happened. Who you choose to be right now, the energy in which you choose to stand in and embody and embrace at this very moment is up to you, and it's all in your hands right now. Don't give your power away to the situation. Don't give your power away to the anxieties and those intrusive thoughts, because they don't serve you. And definitely do not get stuck living in the past. Because right now, even though it might feel like things are moving very, very, very slow, slower than maybe at which you would like right now, pile number 2, you have extra time on your hands, I guess, to kind of dwell on the past. And your higher self is trying to remind you, the more you dwell on it, the more those old self-limiting beliefs are going to get a hold on you. And you might end up exploding and not being able to kind of control your temper. I don't know why that's coming through. I'm seeing a volcano ready to erupt. You need to calm. You need to ground, okay? And that's what's really going to help things start picking up a notch. The more you fight it, the more you go crazy about it not happening, and the impatience you let it build, the slower this process will take. Trust in this current phase in your life. That's the biggest thing coming right now. You are in the midst of a transformation that is very uncomfortable, but you need to bear with it. You need to be okay with it and allow it to take its course. There's gonna be upheavals. There might have been a crazy, crazy, crazy upheaval that you're in the middle of literally trying to navigate right now. But your higher self was trying to remind you that you have the power to keep going through this. You have the power to stay grounded and calm and collected. It's just up to you on whether or not you are willing to believe that about yourself. You gotta shift your perspective in this situation. Look at the bigger picture, remind yourself, where is it leading you to in the end? Because it is leading you to the thing that at which you want. So have that hope, keep believing in yourself, and keep pushing forward. I really wanted to say keep pushing P, but I don't know if everyone's gonna understand that. Just don't give up on this. Trust, 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 trust. Pile number 2, trust. It's all gonna fix itself. It's all taking you so everything levels itself out when it comes to polarity and polarizing energies, I guess. The tornado is going to go away. It's all going to calm. You need to trust. Stay in that weird seesaw-like middle type of energy. I know it's uncomfortable, but you got this. You're a lot stronger than you think. You can navigate it. Your higher self is trying to remind you of that. Take a look at your ascendant sign and your natal chart. Maybe the energy of what your rising sign is what you need to embody more of right now, or practice inviting more into your life, bringing into your life more. So again, that's really just the thing that they're trying to tell me to tell you to do. And honestly, that is all when it comes to what I'm seeing right now. I really hope that this reading helped you, pile number 2. I know it was a little bit all over the place, so thank you so much for your patience. But they just want you to keep going, keep grinding, keep chugging along. You know you can't take it anymore, but things are gonna get easier in time. It's already starting. Even though you can't see it, the clouds are gonna start clearing and it's all gonna start making sense. You might even look back on this one day and be like, oh, I get why it had to happen the way it did. Trust, trust, trust. I know it's scary. I know it feels like you're kind of hanging on a cliff or hanging by a thread right now. You need to trust in this. Hold on to that light. Even if it feels very lonely, the journey right now, you need to believe that you got your own back. You need to show up for yourself more than ever right now, pile number 2. So please trust. And I send you so much unconditional love because I know that feeling and that feeling sucks. But trust me when I say this, it is the best feeling in the world when you finally show up for yourself in ways that you never thought you could. So that when that thing actually comes and the thing happens that which you want it to happen, when it does, you're gonna look back on this and be like, holy moly, I never thought I could do that. And you just did. You're gonna prove your own doubts wrong. This is what is taking you. It's gonna take you to show you that you are a lot stronger than you think, and it's gonna level you the F up. You're in this metamorphosizing process. Allow it to take its course. Flow with it. Don't run away from it. Don't fight it, okay? You can do it. I am literally rooting for you on the other side, okay? I send you guys so much unconditional love. Take breaths, try to do some grounding stuff. I don't know if you guys do yoga, but you guys need to ground, okay? You guys are going a little bit too much in your head right now. You need to reroute yourself down. Maybe even do some earthing outside. Be barefoot in the grass, on the ground. I don't even care where it is. You guys need to ground yourselves, okay? Do what you gotta do to do that. Maybe self-care will help with that. Maybe some more sleep. There's just something about taking a little bit more care of yourself will help kind of level your inner world a little bit more so you can navigate this, okay? I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. Give the reading a thumbs up if it resonated. And definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to see more pick a card readings in the future, as well as all the other uploads and series that I have here to help you step into your power, help you become the best version of yourself, and heal yourself from the inside out, okay? Again, this is Ahimsa. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3, and if you use this card to select this pile, to see what your higher self wants to tell you right now in terms of what you're going through in your life or any guidance or message you need to hear at this time, then this reading is for you. This pile is for you, okay? So I'm very excited to dive into this reading with you guys, and please excuse the blackness on my hands as that is the ash from this Palo Santo and me burning my sage and all those other herbs that I have there to help cleanse and reset the energy between each reading. What we're going to be doing is very, very self-explanatory. We're going to be looking through these oracle cards first and then take a look at the tarot cards, put everything together at the end. But we're going to move through this slowly. I'm going to allow source and your higher self to come through, channel any messages that need to come through as well. And remember, pile number 3, please keep this in mind that there might be lots of people watching this pile or have chosen this pile. So, remember, cherry pick what resonates and leave what doesn't, because maybe something might resonate with someone else watching and it's not going to be you. So, just doesn't mean that this pile isn't your pile. It just means that there is many, many messages coming through. Trust in that this is your pile, that this is what you ended up choosing, and try to see what comes out, because I do feel like this is an important message. Not to mention, I am filming this after a major super blue moon that just recently happened, and the next super blue moon is actually going to be in 2032, I think. So, keep that in mind. I actually also had to switch out the candle because the last one finally met its end, I guess. So there's a lot of blue energy here, and I am excited to see what is coming through. I feel like this is going to be a big message for some reason. I didn't feel this type of energy with any of the other piles so far, so let us take a look to see what the rest of your oracle cards have to say. And with your keyword for the message here, trick, we're gonna place this card up like this. I feel called to do it for you guys, so that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna make space for the rest of your oracle cards, okay? So let us definitely dive into this. With one card, you have stability, harmony, and flow. We'll keep going. Next up, we have self-care and energy. Okay. I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself for now. We're just gonna keep kind of pulling cards out and see how this is all gonna piece together. I feel called to pull out one of the universe has your back oracle cards, so we're gonna do that as an affirmation. Let's see. I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. This intrigues me heavily. I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. What is going on with you? What are you going through right now, pile number 3? And are you being encouraged to see beyond the veil or beyond the situation that's in front of you? Because, you know, remember, the key word here for your message from your higher self is the word trick. So there might be an illusion, a veil over your head right now in terms of what's right in front of you, and you are being called to see beyond the situation at hand. Okay, let's continue with one of the starseed cards. You have We the Hathors, Deep Love, Mother's Milk, Birth as a Portal. I've actually never gotten this card out, and I've had this was actually one of my first decks that I've ever bought since the start of my own psychic, I guess, tarot reading journey. And that was like 6 years ago. So this is the first time I've ever actually seen this card come out. Let's keep putting everything together and we'll see what this has to say in time. Next up, for your next starseed card, you have a Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Okay, this is very interesting to me. So the 2 starseed cards you have, it says Mother's Milk and then Child of the Cosmos. It's like you're being cradled in your higher self's arms right now. Are you going through something huge, and are you being invited to look at how much growth this is actually going to provide you with? Because it's like your higher self is trying to invite you to go within yourself at this time. Regardless of your life circumstances at this very moment, you are being very much invited to go within, regardless of what your outer world is showing you, because you are being challenged to learn how to find stability within yourself, regardless of how shaky life might be right now. That's the first thing that's coming through, but obviously we still have some more oracle cards. Let's continue and see where this keeps leading us. Next up, we have Receive and Open. Okay, this is making sense now. Like, there's an opportunity here. It's just, and oh, okay, this is also intriguing me. So look at the position at which this woman has her arms open, and this hand, it's kind of reflecting the same way her hands are shown in the card. Like she's opening her hands up, like she's ready to receive, like she's embracing the process. She's learning how to flow through it. There's a gracefulness here that's being encouraged from your higher self for you to embody more of right now, like riding the wave type of energy. For the next affirmation card you have, before we go into your last 2 oracles, you have, in every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward the right-minded thinking, and the energy of love. Your spiritual counsel, pile number 3, loves you so much. They see you as like a little baby. You might feel very, 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 very helpless right now, and I think they're trying to ask you to go within so that you can show up as your own motherly energy right now, because you need to feel held and supported at this moment. And if you feel like you are lacking that right now, this message is a kind of a nudge from your higher self, nudging you to go within, because that support that you're looking for, really only you can give it to yourself right now. I think that they're kind of trying to guide you to do that on your own instead of looking it on the outside. I keep feeling like you are stuck in some sort of helpless energy right now, or at least that's how you're feeling. Like you're feeling like you're stuck in it. And I'm putting that in quotes because in reality, at least that's how your higher self is showing it to me in my head. Like you're actually not stuck. It's all up to you on how you choose to see whether you're stuck or not. It's really your perspective on the situation that makes a whole lot of difference regarding this or whatever you're inquiring about. You need to shift it. You're being deceived in some way, shape, or form right now. I don't know if it's people messing with your head right now, or you think that you can't handle the situation in front of you, like you don't have the resources you need right now. There's just this feeling of helplessness. You think you can't do it, or you don't have what it takes, or like you're you're getting lost in it. Pile number 3, I'm gonna be straight up. Okay, let's continue. The last 2 oracle cards you guys have is avoidance and stalemate. Okay, yes, this actually makes sense with what I just said. Like, there's this feeling of not wanting to admit to yourself that it's in your hands. Like, the power, the control is actually in your hands, and you're kind of letting it, you're being a little bit too passive. There's a Pisces-like energy here. I don't know if you guys know any Pisces. I don't know if you are Pisces listening to this pile number 3, but there's this energy of not wanting to admit to yourself that it's only really you that can get yourself out of this situation. And I know that's gonna sting for some people. I know some of you guys are mentally cussing me off, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that you are just being nudged by your higher self right now to go within, pile number 3, because that's what's gonna give you the answers. That's what's gonna give you the clarity. That's what's gonna help get rid of this veil over your head. And the more you practice going within yourself, the more you practice finding comfort and inner peace within yourself, the more your outer world is going to start to reflect what you really truly want and desire out of your life. Maybe you tried to assume. I don't know why the law of assumption is coming through. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the laws of the universe, but definitely take a look if law of assumption for some reason is resonating with you, because for some reason I just felt called to share it. I don't know if you guys have tried to practice manifesting of some kind in your past or recently, and maybe it didn't work out in your favor, or maybe you think it's not working out in your favor. I am hearing that you have skipped steps. You've skipped some sort of crucial step to really get what you want in the end of it all. And it's because you didn't allow yourself to take enough time within to find the resolution to what you're seeking. Ooh, you guys saw that spin? Maybe you've been I'm also hearing some of you guys have been journeying within yourselves already, and you're stuck in some story of the past because of your healing, that you've done the process at which you've gone through already. And you're being encouraged by your higher self to look at the bigger picture and remember that that was once something, but it's not a thing anymore. It's not a tangible thing that's happening in your current reality right now anymore. So you need to let go of it, and you need to take that blindfold back off and look at what's in front of you, because I feel like you need to kind of pull yourself back into reality or in the present. Maybe you're an overthinker. I feel like someone here is just very stuck in themselves. It's either like they feel stuck in the situation or they feel very stuck in their own funk. Maybe some of you guys are going through a dark night of the soul yourselves and you don't know how to get out of it. I'm also hearing some of you guys might be dealing with some sort of depression or mental health ailment right now. I'm not a doctor, disclaimer here. Okay, this is just for entertainment purposes only, but this is what I'm channeling. I'm just sharing what I'm seeing here, guys. It's like whatever you're seeking right now or craving, I'm hearing like there's a craving, a hunger for something, or yearning for, whatever you want. You need to give it to yourself right now. You need to stop looking for it outside. It's not going to come to you until you start giving it to yourself. There's this energy of helplessness here. I don't know why I'm getting frustrated or angry. I don't want to say angry, but I am getting a little bit heated. And I think it's your higher self coming through within me, trying to kind of talk to you in the way that they want to speak to you. But I'm literally picturing them trying to grab your shirt or whatever you're wearing. And they're like, oh my God, like shaking you, like, listen to me. You got this. Like, get out of your own head and keep doing it. But this time, don't keep replaying it over and over and over. Actually, just do it. I don't know if you stalled. You're like in the stalling process of some kind. Why are you so hesitant? Pile number 3. You're kind of, this might be some sort of self-sabotage that's going on. It's like a cycle you're kind of feeling stuck in, and only you have the power to get yourself out of it. And I don't know if maybe you've gone to therapy or tried to work on something. It's weird, you know, like sometimes I always ask like the guidance on what you need in your current life, right? This is your higher self's message, but sometimes it just comes up and it's random. I don't know if this is something you're actually going through, but it's like kind of giving you an answer to what you're inquiring about. I don't know if that makes sense. Pile number 3 again. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Let's see what your final oracle card is. It is, oh my God, guys, every single pile so far in this reading has been so crazy accurate with what is channeled, and then after I flip the cards over, it's like, oh my God, everything I just said is being said on the cards again. So you got deception and temptation. Maybe you guys do deal with something. Maybe there's some sort of addiction or attachment, unhealthy attachments you're dealing with right now, and that's where the trick comes into play. For some reason, the eyes of both of these cards, like the eyes in the raccoon dog and the eyes of this man, they look similar. They kind of look enchanting. Like you can get lost in them, like hypnotic. So that's why I keep picturing the energy of some sort of cycle. And it's an unhealthy cycle, pile number 3. I feel like you're kind of stuck in it. And maybe that's where the helpless energy is coming through. And your higher self has been trying to get you out of it for a while. But every time you try to take a step forward, you get scared and you go back into it again. And that's why there's a blindfold on this woman. And cycles, I just realized phases, like in life, like the moon here. Let's take a look at your tarot cards and see how this all comes together. Pile number 3. So let's see, what does pile number 3's higher self want to share with them at this time? What do they want to tell them? What is their guidance at this time? Okay, so we got your tarot cards. You got lots of them. You got, I guess, a significator card that came out, and it is the Knight of Cups. And for some reason, when I look at this, like the Knight of Cups is supposed to be a card about moving and following your dreams, following your heart and your passion, following your intuition, those like gut feelings to keep going. But for some reason, there's a vulnerability that's speaking to me through the imagery depicted for the Knight of Cups and this deck in particular. Pile number 3, I feel like you are holding on to dear life. Like you're scared. You feel kind of stuck. You might be actually uncertain on how to navigate what you're going through right now. But I feel like this is some sort of internal chaos. I don't know why, again, very specific. Maybe some of you guys listening to this have gone to rehab for some kind or for some reason, or grief, something to do with like getting stuck, like something you can get easily stuck in. Okay, let's keep that in mind. And the back of the deck energy we have here is the 10 of Pentacles. I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself for now. We're gonna lay out all of the cards and then kind of dive into it, or just kind of go along with it, because as of right now, the 10 of Pentacles, I feel like this has to do with a bigger picture meaning, but it's only until you get out of your head about something, the reality at which you've been wanting can come to fruition, but it's up to you. I don't know if you guys are going through some sort of learning period with how the laws of the universe actually work. Like maybe you thought manifestation was one thing and then you're starting to realize that it's something completely different than what you assumed it was originally. So you're getting stuck in it, like you feel like, oh, like the first time I did it, it didn't work out, so I'm not meant to do it or something. I don't know. There's something interesting here though, for sure. Or maybe you feel like you're stuck in something. I'm looking at the circles here, like this labyrinth-like energy. I think it's a log, but there's this energy here, pile number 3, of feeling a little bit trapped or stuck, or you feel like you're stuck in a story that isn't yours. Maybe you're following in someone else's footsteps. Maybe you feel like you're in someone else's shadow or their own legacy. You're stuck in their story. I don't know. There's something here. I don't know. We're gonna see. I keep saying I don't know, but let's keep going. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have 20 cards here for you guys. So we're gonna place the main significator card. Let's place it right here and kind of just see how this unravels. All right. So for your first row of cards, we have the 8 of Cups. Again, excuse this, this is Ash from Palo Santo. So the 8 of Cups. Next up, we have the King of Pentacles. The top hat for some reason is standing out to me. Next, the 4 of Pentacles. The Emperor, a lot of 4 energy. Next up, we have Strength. Sorry, it's a little shaky. For the next 5 to finish off this first row, we have the Queen of Wands. Next up, the Sun card. The Four of Cups. Two more, and then we're going into the second row. We have the Death card. And lastly, to finish off this row, we have the Page of Pentacles. I'm going to take a moment here. We're going to take a look and see what the first row has to share with us before we move into the second one. Give me a moment as I take a look here and just see everything. Okay, pile number 3. I really want to share something with you. The way that these two cards, the Knight of Cups with the Four of Pentacles, are holding on to something close to their heart. I believe she's strumming the heart here like it's a guitar, but I want you guys to see it like they're like gripping, they're like clutching onto it. I feel like you're holding on to your sanity right now. You might feel like you're trying to hold on to, I don't know what it is. It just feels like you're holding on to a story that isn't serving you right now. And this whole situation that you believe you are in right now, pile number 3, you ultimately are the only thing that you need right now to get out of it. You don't need anything else outside of you. You just need to show up for yourself right now. Wake up from the story that you're feeding your brain and tell yourself who's really in charge. I'm literally picturing a bunch of malefic energies, entities, like whispering in your ear, telling you like all these like things that aren't true. And it's putting you in a spiral, it's putting you in a loop, and it's kind of making you dig yourself into a hole that you think you can't get out of, when in reality, you're the one who has the shovel. Maybe you actually tied a rope to a tree stump before you got yourself in the hole. So it's like there's a rope there to climb yourself out of, and you aren't seeing it because you're being blinded by all this cloud or foggy like energy, this murky ick that these malefic energies are trying to feed you in your head. Again, I don't know, it just feels like you guys are going through some sort of mental thing, turmoil right now. You are being very, very, very called to hone in on your power, the power that you've had since birth, really. I don't know if when you were a kid, you used to have a very strong imagination. There's this energy that maybe you used to have imaginary friends, or you used to talk to things. I don't know if it was trees. I don't know if you talked to living animals or things that couldn't really speak back in English is what I'm hearing. You kind of felt like a little bit of an outsider because of how imaginative your mind was growing up, maybe. Or maybe you felt a little bit misunderstood and you felt like the things that you created in your head understood you more than the things in the reality. It made you get comfortable with going within a lot and making your own little inner world, like a la la land to kind of escape to. But because of it, it's made you develop some sort of unhealthy habit, tendency, self-sabotaging thing that is really the thing that's getting in your way right now. I don't know what it is specifically, because again, this can be like literally talking about thousands of different possibilities in terms of self-sabotaging tendency you might have. Apply this message into your life as you feel or see fit, okay? Because I need you guys to kind of plug it into your current situation. And I am seeing that you're the one that is in control here. It's just you're not realizing it yet. You haven't realized it yet. You haven't gotten a good grasp on that truth yet. Or actually, maybe you've been told that multiple times, but it's just you that doesn't want to listen to it. Maybe you've gotten comfortable being in this ick, if that makes sense. Maybe you've made a home in it. I feel like you're holding on to it so tight. I don't know why it's so important to you. Maybe this has to do with your childhood, your upbringing. It's a big story that you kind of define yourself with, or you let define you. Maybe your story of who you are is interwebbed into this narrative that you're feeding yourself that you literally don't want to let go of right now. But your higher self really wants you to recognize that how you're feeling right now, or whatever turmoil that you're experiencing at this time. It's really up to you on when you're ready. Like, you can do it now, you can do it tomorrow, you can do it next month, 10 years from now. It's really up to you, pile number 3, on when you're ready to take this power into your hands and say, okay, I got this. It's easier said than done, obviously. I know some of you guys might hate me for even giving you this message. It's just, you know, I'm the messenger sharing what I see in terms of what your higher self wants you to know, okay? So don't hate on me. But it's like, I don't know if you have a situation that you're in your current reality where it allows you to be able to have more time on your hands to start creating these narratives within you. Maybe you're too comfortable for some reason. You have this kind of ability to stay comfortable or stuck in it if you wanted to. But the reality that you wish yourself to have, the reality that you're really craving, the reality that your higher self wants you to live in and embody or get to one day in this lifetime, pile number 3, it can only happen if you wake yourself up from this dream you've been kind of sleeping or living in for so long. This ideology that has to do with, oh, I'm not strong enough, or oh, someone has to save me. I don't know if you feel like you're a damsel in distress in this situation. I keep seeing somebody who feels very helpless. There's a pitiful feeling from me to you. But then again, it's like, come on, get a hold of yourself. You can do it. Everyone goes through this at some point, and now's your chance to really show yourself who's boss. I feel like your higher self is trying to wake you up from that fact. It's like you're traveling through a tunnel, and you know that saying where it says like seeing light at the end of the tunnel? You have been able to see that light from where you're standing in the middle of the tunnel for like the longest time. But because you have these blindfolds on, you think that you're still stuck in the dark. Like, you think that there's no light around you because the blindfold is on. And the blindfold is this illusion. It's the self-sabotaging habit. It's a story that you're kind of feeding yourself within. It's making you think that you don't have what it takes. It's making you think that you don't have everything you need in front of you to overcome this that you're going through right now, whether it's an internal or an external thing. Your higher self is trying to tell you, look, you have all the tools you need. I don't know if this is indicating about some sort of healing journey that you might be going through. I just definitely see you needing to believe in yourself more, to be honest. You are a lot more powerful and stronger than you think, a lot more resilient than you think. You can handle adversity a lot more than you think. It's just about building that belief within you that's going to help you be able to overcome whatever you're going through right now. Because in order to get what you want, in order to acquire what you wish to really attain, whether it's a lifestyle, whether it's a job, whether it's love, honestly, whatever it may be, it's only possible to get it if you tell yourself that it starts with you, period. Like, it really starts with you. It's up to you to decide if you are willing to level yourself up enough to align with the frequency at which the thing you want is at. Because what you want, you are not. What you want, comma, you are not, period. Like, you're not that energy yet that you need to be in to attract or get what you're seeking. It's there, it's in you. You have the potential to align with that energy. You have the ability to get to that frequency, but it's only if you begin. It's only if you take that veil off. It's only if you break the cycle and you have consistency, if you persevere, if you keep telling yourself that you have the ability to tame that darkness within you. I feel like there's so much hopelessness. Like, I'm literally trying to channel your energy, pile number 3. I don't know if it's everyone listening to this pile, but it's just, I feel someone who's hopeless. They just feel worthless. I don't know what it is. I don't like that feeling though, and it pisses me off. I'm getting mad about it. It's heating me up because I know that that is just not true. Like, whatever BS that this intrusive thoughts are feeding you right now, pile number 3, like, let them go. That's not true. That's BS. Like, literal, I'm calling BS. Literally, you are putting yourself in a hole right now and you need to get up. You need to wake up. You need to take off the dirt, wipe it off, shake it off, do what you gotta do, and start up again, keep going. You have the ability to literally reignite the fire. You have the ability to bring your life to harmony if you choose to allow it to. I think that your higher self is trying to prepare you. It's trying to get you ready to take initiative for something. And you're the one that thinks you can't do it, but you can. I know that some people might shoot me in the comments about this because this reading is intense. I know it might sting. I'm being honest here. Like, I understand that, but you gotta, I don't even know. Okay, I'm also hearing some of you guys might be dealing with other people's problems and piling a bunch of problems on your plate that have nothing to do with you just for the sake of not needing to deal with your own issues. Are you guys Virgos? Are some of you guys Virgos? I don't know. You guys need to stop doing this to yourself. You're literally putting yourself in more issues and more problems than you need to be, and you don't deserve it, but you keep feeling like, oh, it's helpless. Like, why does this keep happening to me? Like, you're giving it to yourself, pile number 3. You're the one that's making it happen. You're the one that's like literally inviting the chaos into your life because you don't want to admit to yourself that you're the one that's in control here. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And until you start accepting that, you see that as the truth rather than it eating you alive, then that is when you can start taking action for yourself, start applying these things. Honestly, if this has resonated with you so far, I highly recommend that you check out my video on the root chakra. I don't know why, I just feel like you guys in particular are needing to start this healing journey. And the root chakra is all about helping you uncover the root sources of what leads us to doing things the way we do things, whether it has to do with self-sabotage, addictive things, or, you know, just trauma in general. Like, it helps us find the core of what makes us us right now, so we can start doing something about it. And I feel like you guys need to be more honest with yourselves and straightforward and blunt, or maybe you just keep reliving it and now you gotta start taking tangible action instead of just playing it over in your head over and over and over again. Maybe a big truth was just revealed and that's hard for you to accept or listen to or process within you. I don't know. I'm just seeing that you can be doing more for yourself right now. It's just you keep thinking that you can't. There's a beautiful opportunity here for you to do some transforming, but you're not seeing it. You're not seeing that opportunity in front of you. You're kind of just staying stuck in the dark. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Pile number 3. Open your eyes. Please open your eyes. Take off the veil. Tell yourself that you're a lot stronger than this, because you are. The cards, literally, you got the Emperor and the Strength card next to each other, okay? And with the Queen of Wands and the Sun, like, these two, like, all these 4 cards are like directly in the middle. For some reason, I don't know if you guys have been seeing 888 or 444 a lot, but that's a lot of numbers popping up in this reading. Go out and do it. You have a beautiful opportunity to like literally water yourself to grow and become the person that you want to become. I don't know if you guys just got out of a breakup. There's a hopelessness here that you can get yourself out of easily. Not easily, but you know what I mean. If you really put your all into this when it comes to healing and sculpting yourself into becoming the person that you want to embody, like truly. Picture yourself, literally do a visualization practice and ask yourself, how do you want to feel? Like, who do you want to be? Looking at yourself in the mirror, like, what do you want to see looking back at you? And how can you embody that more? How can you invite that energy more into your life at this moment? How can you do practices to help you start believing those things? The truths that you want to be true for you in the future. Like, how can you start embodying that? How can you start inviting that into your life more? Because you're scared. I don't know if the fear, the cycle that you're caught up in, it's all really messing with your head. And you gotta wake up to the reality that you can really get whatever you want in this lifetime if you believe you are capable of it. But the first step to getting there, pile number 3, is starting with you. Making sure that your inner world is good. Making sure you have the right foundation to start building upon. And that does start with you taking that first step. Maybe you've tried taking the steps a couple of times and maybe you've gotten stuck in the cycles all over again, but it doesn't matter as long as you keep going. I do see that this might be your first time. Maybe it's hard for you to admit it to yourself. Maybe you consider trying to take those steps and take action, but then like you get right back into the loop. The illusion, or those entities, like I said, those malefic entities whispering in your ear, it keeps messing with you. This is frustrating. I like know so many people that are going through this right now in their life, so it upsets me to see, because it's like they are the only ones that can do this for themselves and they keep letting themselves get stuck. Like I said, I know it's easier said than done, but if you really, really wanted this for yourself, if this is something that you want so badly, if you really want this, you would stop at nothing to go get it, to go embody it, to go make it come to fruition. But why do you keep blaming things for your own shortcomings or something like that? I just feel like you're not being honest with yourself right now, and that's really the thing that's making you have hesitancy to take that step forward in the right direction. Okay, pile number 3, I feel called to honestly just add more to this. So we're gonna get into the second row now and kind of put everything together and just see the bigger picture. Sorry if I'm getting a little heated. It's just, you know, I'm here to help empower you guys. Like literally my channel is all about helping you step into your power and helping you become the best version of yourself. So this, you guys are the people that I want to help. You know what I mean? So I'm just literally seeing you're going through the struggle. I feel for you guys. Like I know how it feels to get stuck. I know. I've been stuck in it I've been stuck in self-sabotage tendencies in a longer part of my life than I am in a healed state. So I understand this. I know the beginning part of it, to overcome it, is the hardest part. The longer you keep maintaining the consistency to heal though, it's gonna get easier and easier and easier. Whatever you're feeding yourself right now, you need to wake up and realize that that is not the truth. The truth is that you are so much powerful than you think. You are a literal child of the cosmos. There's so much love. And when I think of birth as a portal in this word here with the starseed card, you are the only person that can rebirth yourself if you want to right now. That's why I think the death card is right next to the page of pentacles here at the end. You gotta look at it though. You gotta turn around and literally face it head on though. Stop trying to do shortcuts or something to get what you want. It's not gonna work. I'm being straight up with you guys. I'm very cutthroat reader, you know, I did warn you guys. Let's get into the second row, okay? So the first card, we have the, what? Guys, this happened with pile number 2. I don't know if this deck that I bought has typos, but you guys, the last pile number 2 had 2 King of Wands. You guys have 2 Emperors. Come on. Come on, pile number 3. You are so much more stronger than you think. Look, it's like, I find this so funny because I told you I was picturing like malefic entities like whispering in your ear, and I feel like all these little people that the Emperor has in control is you having your inner demons under control. You can do this. You just need to believe that it's possible and start taking those steps. I know it's scary. It's terrifying. I went through it, you know, with my eating disorder, with a lot of things, my fear of abandonment, fear of rejection. I could keep going. Everyone is human. Everyone is imperfectly perfect in their own way. But if you keep telling yourself that you're weak, that you can't do this, that you can't do that, that you need help and whatever, it's never gonna come. What you want, whatever you're seeking to acquire in this lifetime, pile number 3, it's not going to come to you if you don't think that you're capable of getting it. The universe hears what you think. Whatever you feed into your head is gonna get reflected into your outer world. The universe hears everything. Your higher self hears everything. Your higher self has been watching you. It's trying to really get you out of this loop. So I really hope this reading is like a big wake-up call. I really, really hope it is for you guys. Ugh. Send me a comment down below, by the way, if you guys were who picked pile number 3, because I need to hype y'all up. Like, you guys need a little hype up. I don't know what it is. I love you guys so much, and you guys deserve better. You deserve to love yourself more. You deserve more love out of yourself right now. Okay, we're gonna continue. Sorry, my little rant. It's just, this frustrates me. I hate seeing people feel stuck or helpless because it's not true. Next up, we have the 3 of Swords. Yes, caught in a loop. Next up, the 9 of Swords. Wow, this makes so much sense. This is like such a crazy imagery for the 9 of Swords. I don't know, I think this is so beautiful. Next up, the Chariot. I feel as if the fact that the 4 of Pentacles lies directly above the 9 of Swords here, it feels as if you have started to identify with your trauma in some way, or your mental health ailment, or whatever this is that you feel stuck in, that you feel like you can't control, pile number 3. You have begun to literally label yourself as it. You have begun to create who you are with that as your core essence that makes you you. And you need to reshape who you are. You need to reshape the definition of what makes you you. And that's why I feel like you're being called to go within and do the healing and stuff and take these steps to level yourself up, because it is gonna take time, obviously, with the Chariot here. But you do have the power to step out of the cycle whenever you want to. I know it's scary, like I said. However, you can do it. And I do feel like there's gonna be moments of relapse. And relapse doesn't mean like addictive. I mean that in the sense of maybe falling back into old habits again. Like I see that happening every once in a while. But you do have the power. I feel like with the Strength card directly in the middle, you do have the power to overcome this. You need to tame those inner demons, and you can do it. But you need to put your foot down and take control over your life. Next up, we have the Queen of Cups. Cups. Yes, I think this might have to do with you balancing and healing the emotions. So honestly, like I said, definitely check out that root chakra video I made, or even check out my chakra healing series as a whole, because I don't know why I pictured this, but I am picturing chakras in my head. Like, you guys are needing some sort of guide or outline on the steps to take when it comes to how to do this. Like, you need a little bit of a nudge in the right direction. I feel as if maybe my series might be very beneficial for you for that reasoning, because that video and the series that I'm creating around it, I am gonna start very slow. I plan on uploading more videos on the root chakra and then move into sacral chakra slowly, but I go one by one. If you take a look at the very first video I uploaded on chakra healing, it kind of gives you a breakdown on each little shadow side of each chakra that we possess. So it's like fear, like guilt, shame, grief, lies. Like, I can keep going, but I think that the video would explain it better. I just feel like that might really benefit you to kind of get an understanding on, where these things could be lying within you, where these self-doubts or these limiting beliefs could be lying within you. There's a lot of truths about who you are that have yet to be uncovered, because you have never went through enough time doing the healing work to discover them. And I think that's why you might feel like you're still stuck in the dark, even though the light is right there. You just gotta take the blindfold off and see that you can tap into your power whenever you want. You gotta see it. You gotta tell those demons, like, shut up, I'm the boss here. Take control back over your life. And maybe that starts with emotional regulation. Maybe that starts with deep breathing. Again, I'm gonna recommend that you also check out my video on mastering manifestation, because it teaches you how the brain works and how the brain plays a big role in our lives. And I think that this might actually really help you, because I dive into self-sabotage and how it's actually formed, why it happens, what areas in our brain and our nervous system affect us the most when it comes to trying to break habits, why they can be so hard to break. Check that out as well, because I just want to help you guys. Like, it's like I need to dangle like a bone over you and you guys are gonna chase it. Like, that's what I'm seeing. Like, you guys need a little bit of a nudge in the right direction when it comes to beginning this journey for yourself, because it's gonna be so worth it. I feel called to pull this out. So we got the Ten of Swords. It is gonna be worth it. I feel that you will be able to get out of this, because once you start realizing your truth moving through this, whenever you decide to go through it, pile number 3, it is going to awaken something. Like a dragon. I'm picturing a dragon. Rawr. Like, literally, I'm picturing the most crazy, wicked dragon that you can think of. Just think of that. And the cool dragon eyes. Like, literally, think of all the pretty shiny scales. Like, all that. You are that. You are a dragon. Pile number 3. And I want the world to hear you roar. It's so beautiful how I literally have goosebumps shooting up my legs. Like, I just picture you guys being so powerful, such powerful beings. It's just maybe you were put into this lifetime to experience the opposite, so that you can awaken yourself, awaken your true strength in this lifetime over time. And this area in your life, what you're going through right now, is the thing that's going to help you awaken that dragon and to help you get to where you really want to be in life, align with the things you want to align with in life. I'm sorry if you guys can hear a lot of noise in the background. There's a lot of things going on. And I feel like it's kind of funny that the noise is happening at this point in the reading, because I find that as showing you the craziness, the hecticness that could be happening right now. But the second that you tap into your inner strength to carry through it, everything's gonna figure itself out in time. Okay, let's keep going. So for the last 3 cards, we have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, like you're gonna awaken something, like a spark of some kind that's gonna start guiding you home to yourself. It's very beautiful what I'm seeing here. It's just only if you take those steps to do it. And I really hope that this reading is gonna serve as a nice call of action for you to wanna do it. It's gonna motivate you, inspire you to wanna do it, because I do see it helping you get to where you wanna be in life. Pile number 3, I really do. I am 100% sure that this is what it's saying about that. Next up, you have the 5 of Pentacles. Yes. And it's directly underneath the 4 of Cups here, which is emphasizing how you think you don't have what it takes, that you think that you can't get yourself out of the dark, but you can. You can. Pile number 3, you just need to look at the truth. You have such a vivid imagination, pile number 3, since you were a kid or something like that. That's what I'm seeing. And your imagination was so strong because the power that you held as a kid wasn't able to be contained within you. So your imagination had to create such a beautiful, amazing things. I actually feel like maybe you were more spiritually connected as a child than you are now. And as you started to get older and older and older, the farther and farther you started to get away from that true way of being. And maybe you were taught to believe that it was fake, it was stupid, it was wrong, and the magic kind of feels lost in your life now. And the healing that you're going to go through, or you're being encouraged to go through by your higher self, is what's going to help you find that magic and the sparks in life again. Last 2 cards. The 3 of Pentacles. Yes, step by step. Also, again, for some reason, maybe that's why I keep trying to recommend videos to you guys, it is indicating to me that with some sort of working together with something else outside of you that would benefit, because the 3 of Pentacles is a card of collaboration to work towards something greater. And when it's right beneath the Death card, I feel like your transformation that you can create for yourself can come 100%. But you do need a little bit of a nudge in the right direction. So I feel like that's actually even more confirmation for you guys to check out my video. It's not that I'm trying to advertise myself. I swear on this, I would never do that. This is a healing based YouTube channel. It's aligned with love, unconditional love. I want you guys to step into your power and heal inside and out. I would never encourage it unless the cards keep telling, like nudging me to encourage it for you. I do feel like though, you need a little bit of information. You need to be a little bit educated for something to understand how to do it for yourself better, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's with therapy, maybe you go into therapy. This could be even mentioning like you go into therapy, or if you're in therapy right now and you've been kind of holding back in it, now's your time to shine. Start to just pour it out. It's gonna help. Maybe you've been going through an inner struggle and you feel like you need to share with somebody so that they can hold you accountable for your transformation. Because I also feel like calling yourself out, being straight up, sharing it with somebody will very much help. Even maybe writing it down, preparing for that first step to take action, because you know, you gotta hold yourself accountable. It's intense energy for sure. Your higher self's ultimate goal here is to help you heal, and it's trying to give you all these different ways to start taking those steps now. But last but not least, for your final tarot card, pile number 3, we have the Lovers. It's making the right choice. What you choose to do is what will ultimately determine your trajectory moving forward in your life. This makes so much sense. You get to choose if you want to use this opportunity. You have to see it as an opportunity though, pile number 3. There's really no other way to say this. It might not feel like it's there, but it is. Whatever you're going through right now, the chaos, it is giving you an opportunity to show yourself who's true boss here, who's really in control here. You have an opportunity to show your inner demons like, hey, shut the F up. I am here now and I am taking my power back now. I am putting the crown on my head and I got this. I'm the creator of my reality. What is manifesting all about, guys? You are literally a magician weaving your life in the exact way you want it, but it starts from within first. It's only up to you though. You can choose when to do it. You know, heed the call. Pile number 3, heed the call. I don't know why that came up. That just was something I felt like called to blurt out. I don't even know what that means, heed the call. I don't know what the word heed even means. I really hope that this reading resonated. I know it was very intense. I know some of you guys might hate on me because it can be triggering. These are triggering topics to talk about. But I know that it was meant to be said. It had to be said. And your higher self was the one that really wanted to tell you this at this very moment. I send you guys so much unconditional love. Please give this reading a thumbs up if you resonated, or shoot me a comment down below if you were one of the people that chose this pile. You can send me a flower emoji of your choice. Any flower will do if it's easier for you guys. And, you know, subscribe to the channel if this is something you feel called to look into more. You know, I do upload pick a card readings monthly, as well as a bunch of other videos when it comes to helping you step into your power, helping you become the best version of yourself, and learn how to become your own healer so your inner world can reflect the outer world so you can get exactly what you want. Again, sending you guys so much unconditional love. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you in my next pick a card reading to come. Bye. Hello, lovely souls, and it is Ahimsa here. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this card as the card that helped you select this pile number 4, then this reading is for you in terms of what your higher self wants you to know right now at this time in your life. Whether it's guidance, whether it's message, whether it's advice, we're gonna take out as much information as possible in terms of what you need to know at this time. So with that being said, pile number 4, I really want to let you guys know and preface this before I move into this. There might be lots of people listening to this reading. I need you to cherry pick what resonates and leave what doesn't, because most of the time, you know, not everything 100,000% is going to align. And if it does, that is amazing. I am so happy that it's my job here, you know, to do this. But aside from that, if it doesn't mean that this reading isn't for you, okay? So I really want you guys to listen. Take note if you have to with what aligns and what doesn't. You know, put everything together that does make sense. For some reason, I feel very called to share that with you guys in particular. I actually didn't even share take note with any of the other piles. I just realized that. So maybe there's a reason why Source and your higher self wanted me to share that with you to preface before we get into your reading. But I also wanted to say one more thing. When I did get your significator card, it was in reverse. I want us to take that in mind when it comes to your keyword for this reading in terms of your message is provide. Provide in reverse can be as if you're feeling you worked very hard for something and you're feeling a little lost. Maybe something didn't work out in the way you wanted it to or hoped for, and you're confused and needing some understanding on that right now. So maybe your higher self has something to tell you in regards to that. I am going to keep it upright for now though and place it right over here, and let us get into your cards and just kind of see what else is going to come up. And also, I did forget to mention, you were the only pile that got 2 of these cards. With that, actually, maybe there are 2 significator cards for you guys. We're going to flip this over and see. You got, oh my God. Okay, this card, you got grow. Just give me confirmation that I am 100% meant to flip this card over. For some reason, looking at these lizards and how this is white and this is black, like I feel that something obviously did not happen in the way you wanted it to, but it will work out in time. Maybe it wasn't the right time for it to happen. There's some bigger plans in store for you. This is the first thing in terms of what I'm seeing. Obviously, we're gonna keep going here and just see what else is gonna come up. But I guess you have 2 significator cards, so feel a little special. I guess this card wanted to come up first. So we have guilt and sabotage. So this does kind of add into that energy of what I was feeling prior, which is maybe something happened that you thought was gonna work out a certain way and it didn't. Maybe this has to do with a relationship, whatever it could be. Pile number 4, apply this message into your life as you feel fit. Let's continue. You have contracts, career, and commitment. And it says Saturn in the corner, and until debt tear us apart. Wow. Maybe a karmic lesson you had to experience. It was necessary. I just keep feeling like there's some karmic things that were past due that, you know, you're in the midst of, and it's not nice. It's not a nice feeling. Anything to do with that is not a nice feeling. Maybe there was some karmic relationship you're leaving. I keep saying like past tense, so maybe it already happened. Some it might still be in the midst of. Let's keep an open mind as we continue. You have control and tactics. Okay, I like this card because when I see this, I feel as if your higher self is trying to remind you that even though things didn't work out or whatever's happened that threw you off guard that you thought was gonna happen a different way, you still have control over the situation. You just gotta shift your perspective on it and ask yourself, what are the things that you can do, or what are the things you can gain from this, even though it might not have been the outcome that you were hoping for? What can you gain out of it still? You gotta look at the brighter side of it. That's really gonna help you because you're actually, I don't know why I'm hearing like, okay, this is very, I don't know, there's no cards here indicating to me this is just a channel message coming through, so it might not resonate with everybody. But pile number 4, I am feeling as if you are in some sort of life lesson, like you're in a phase of learning in your life for something. Maybe you're in the middle of realizing something, you're having some sort of life lesson being experienced right now, whether you want it to happen or not, it's there. And you're being guided through this life lesson to learn how to use it to your benefit, regardless if it didn't happen the way you may have wanted it to. Like, how can you turn it all in your favor? Because you're really smart. That's really coming up. Like, you're an extremely resourceful person. It's just sometimes you forget that. I don't know if you were very book smart or maybe you had like straight A's in school. Pile number 4, it just feels as if you're very smart I feel like you know this about yourself, but it maybe because this is something that is emotionally driven, it's an emotional pain that you might be experiencing, some sort of turmoil with emotions is what keeps coming up. It is kind of blinding you from the fact that you are a really smart person. You can navigate this. You can gain something beautiful out of it. You need to just see it that way and ask yourself, what could those things be? You got to open yourself to the possibility to it. You're being a little bit too stubborn at seeing the glass half empty rather than half full. Last two yin yang oracles, we have self-love, creation, and intentions. I feel like this is kind of adding into that energy of you can literally bloom into such a powerful character in this lifetime, pile number 4, but you need to not feel like life is happening to you, it's happening for you. You need to try to ask yourself, what are the reasons why this could not have happened in the way I wanted it to at first? Like, what do I need to learn from this? Because I feel like there was something you might have had really high hopes for and you were expecting to get what you wanted. Like, you literally thought it straight to the bone, like, oh my God, this is what's gonna happen. And I don't know, I just feel like someone's stomach drops or their heart drops into their stomach type of energy, and it was the complete opposite outcome. And you know, that stings, that burns, but how can you use it in your self-growth journey? Like, how can you use it to your benefit? That's what keeps coming up, but let's keep going. I feel called to look at a starseed card, so that's what we're gonna do. We have activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you are led. Power places, ley lines, trust where you are led. Okay, this might sound a little bit weird, but for some reason I see that thing as like a little like monster beast thing, like this line, and this is like activation, this is like growth. So maybe like you were hoping for the activation and then this like little monster just came out of nowhere. Like whatever the monster is you weren't hoping for and it happened. And when you least expected it. It's kind of like an indication to me that maybe what you hoped for didn't happen, but it doesn't mean that it's the end. You know that you are not at the end of your story in life if you're not happy yet. Emotional fulfillment is there. I believe in that 100%. I always tell people, like, if you're not happy with where you're at yet, then it means that your story isn't over. It's only if you choose to let it be that way. It's only if you believe that this is the end for you. You have all the power in your hands right now, pile number 4, to determine that, whether that be the case for you or not. Next up, for the next starseed card, we have the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. This actually makes so much sense when it comes to exactly what I think the guidance is here of coming in from your higher self. Pile number 4, because this energy here is you needing to get out of the pain that this caused you and start asking yourself, what is there that I'm not seeing? Because you're not able to see what's there right now, the beauty here, the hidden potential here for an opportunity for something here, because you're being too fixated on the things that didn't work out or turn out the way you wanted them to or you hoped for. For some reason, when I look at this like pool of water, I see this is the emotions kind of not keeping your judgment clear right now. And like I said, you're a lot smarter than you think. And I think you know that. For some reason, you're still doubting it. I don't know why. Maybe this does have to do with love. But you are being encouraged to go within right now, to build the courage to keep persisting in something. Maybe the life journey in itself to help you get to where you're meant to be, because this was definitely karmic. I'm sorry, that stuff sucks. Anything that's karmic isn't fun, but it's meant to happen for us to grow. You know, no one in humanity has a perfect life, period. Everyone has their own struggles, okay? So remember though, the struggles, are you gonna let them define your worth, or are you going to show those struggles who's really in charge here? Because every time there's a struggle you face, again, you have another opportunity to show yourself who's boss and that you can keep going amidst it. You know, maybe shifting that perspective, because I just see this really helping you grow. Like what you went through was meant to help you grow. That's the biggest thing here. So it's about preparing yourself for something. I don't know, there's like a jump I'm hearing, like preparing yourself for something. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. We have 3 more oracle cards and then we're gonna go into your tarot. For one of the universe has your back oracle cards and affirmation cards, we have obstacles. Oh my God, guys, literally every single reading I've done for this topic, pick a card topic today, has been so perfectly aligned. Like all the cards, it's so clear. I feel so grateful that source is like coming through so perfectly. Your higher self is coming through so perfectly and just sharing it all. Look, obstacles are detours in the right direction. This was an obstacle to help you go in the right direction. This is taking you to where you want to go, to what you want to attain, okay? This is just something that is going to help you learn, develop a little bit further to help you get closer and closer and closer. See this as a step in the right direction, pile number 4. Whether it was a heartbreak, whether it was a marriage, whether it was a job, whether it was a long time in your life, maybe in college, you know, like you thought this was something you wanted to major in, you completely changed your mind and now you're really disappointed because now you got to start all over. I'm literally seeing like someone who was in it to win it, right? Like they're like, I got this, I got this, I got this. And then out of nowhere, something happened, something dipped, something changed, whether it was within them or whether it was an external thing that happened out of their control. But it was meant to happen to teach you something. It was karmic. There was something here that you need to learn from. Don't suffer. Don't let yourself suffer. Get into the logical space within you and ask yourself, what have you gained out of this? Like literally make a pros and cons list, you know? And then look at all those pros. You gotta look at the bigger picture though in order to do that. You gotta step out of the bubble of the negativity that you're in right now in order to do that. Pile number 4. Let's continue. For the next affirmation card, you have, I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. This is so accurate, pile number 4, because it's kind of telling you to shift your perspective. And it's also telling you to keep going and to trust that this journey is taking you in the right direction. Trust where you're led. Exactly. Obstacles or detours in the right direction. I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. Bringing unconsciousness to light. Seeing potential. You need to see the potential within you that lies. Pile number 4. Once you pay attention to it, once you start kind of maybe even dipping your toe into the idea that I am a lot more powerful than I think. Maybe I can grow a lot more than I think right now. Maybe there's more to life than just this negativity I'm feeding myself. That is where the attention lies. The more you put your attention to it, the more that thing will grow, the more it will help conspire with you to get you to where you want to be. It's going to take time though. I do feel like this is something that is going to take its time. Okay, this could take years because I feel like you're slowly growing little by little. You are a very stubborn person. That keeps coming through, pile number 4 in particular. You guys are very, very, very stubborn people. I feel like you can definitely make the process a lot quicker. Like it doesn't need to take years and years and years, but it's only if you start loosening up on being so hard on yourself is what I'm hearing. That's one. And feeling like you're never good enough. Like you need to heal something about feeling like you're never good enough, or something about some sort of self-limiting belief. Like there's something there that needs to be healed. And once you kind of work with that more, it's gonna reveal some sort of hidden power that you didn't know you had. That was very specific. It might resonate with some, it might not with others. Okay, so let us move forward. For the second to last oracle card, you have, oh my God, self-worth and expectations. Exactly like literally what I was just talking about, the card comes out. Like guys, come on, come on. Higher self is like literally preaching to you right now. This is crazy. This is beautiful. Consciousness to light. Oh my God. Self-worth. I love. And for the last oracle card, you have fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposite extremes of life. Yes, that's literally how it feels though. Like it might feel like your life literally just turned upside down because of what you just went through, pile number 4. And you're being called to kind of like flip the script, you know, show the universe who's boss in your life. That's why free will exists. That's what I'm hearing in my head. And also surrendering to like the process of where you're at, or surrendering to this phase at which you're at in life. Because even though it might not feel like you're exactly where you want to be, maybe it feels very far away from where you want to be. You need to learn how to find peace in that fact right now. That's what your higher self really wants you to learn how to do. And I think that's why there's self-love here. And I think that's why there's self-worth. You're being guided to be okay with where you're at. Breathe through it, find peace within it, and tell yourself that you can still keep going. Try to see it as like trial and error. You know, to get to success, we need to have these moments of like dips and like falls and crumbles, you know, but it's about keeping going until you get to your destination. So with that in mind, let's start to look into your tarot cards and kind of get an understanding, bigger picture with everything in terms of what your higher self wants to share with you right now. So what does pile number 4's higher self want to share with them? What is their message? What do they need to know right now in terms of where they're at in life? All right. So for the back of the deck energy, wow, beautiful. You have the Knight of Wands. And when I see this imagery here. I feel like it's your higher self encouraging you to jump through that alternate reality in your head where you did make it, so that you can embody the energy that you need to embody to keep going forward and not stopping, not backing down. You are a very stubborn person. I keep bringing that up, pile number 4, because it's true. You need to know that this isn't the end for you. The journey has only begun, is what I'm hearing. So if you feel like this really sucked, this wasn't fun to experience, this doesn't mean it's the end. This only means that it's just getting started to show you what else is in store. Remember, karmic life lessons and these types of contracts, you go through them to grow. Learn the lessons that you need to learn, reflect on it. I hear reflecting would be very beneficial for you right now, and that will also help you be able to figure out the right tactics to take to help you gain that control and shift your perspective to help you start moving in the right direction. But let's see how many cards you got, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got 10 cards exactly. So with the very first row, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. For the next card, you have the Lover's choice. It's about a choice. You have a decision to make. Next up, the Magician. Oh my God. You are a master manifester, pile number 4. It's just about, I don't know, like, obviously this would make more sense to you guys than me giving the reading, because it just feels this message that you're being given right now in this reading, pile number 4, needs to be applied in some very, very, very specific situation that only you know about and understand. So it kind of feels a little bit cryptic, this message, in a way, because obviously I know that there is something huge that happened and, you know, you're stressed out about it, but it feels kind of secretive. I don't know if this is like a big dream you have, like a very, very big goal you want for yourself. You desire it so heavily, pile number 4. I don't know if you've ever shared this with anybody, or maybe you have, but to very small numbers, small, limited number of people. You're very picky with who you share this with, what you want for yourself. I'm also hearing, for some reason, this isn't being depicted in the cards, it's just a channeled message for you guys. Keep reminding yourself your why. I feel like journaling it down, writing down like where you want to be in your life, how many years from now, or maybe by next year, like set those little goals for yourself to help you get closer and closer. Because even though this may have happened the way it did, it doesn't mean you can't learn from it, you know? So writing down like the things you did gain out of this experience or this phase that you just recently gotten out of, or you're in the process of getting out of, like you need to reflect on something right now is really big. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if there's a Mercury retrograde that's going on in your life or coming up soon. It just feels like there's something you need to reflect on that will help you put the pieces together to complete this puzzle before you move on to the next one you're gonna start making. I really hope these metaphors are making sense. But let us continue. There's 2 more cards until we move into the second row. We have the Queen of Cups. And for the last card in this row, we have the Page of Pentacles. Opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Pile number 4. It's only a matter of what you're ready to do. I love this imagery of the Page of Pentacles because I see it as showing a pure opportunity. She has a watering can behind her to water that flower whenever she wants. It's not even showing that she's holding it. It's up there. It's there for her to grab whenever she wants. You need to show yourself that you are very much capable to get to where you want to be in life, or what you want to attain. You're gonna get it 100%. But it's only if you shift your perspective and tell yourself that you are getting stronger through this. It's not that it broke you. There's no such thing. It's only if you believe that it broke you. Don't get stuck in a cycle of feeding yourself that you're worthless and that this happened because you are worthless. That's not true, pile number 4. Don't feed yourself all that BS. Okay, that is dark, intrusive thoughts. That's a shadow thing. That's something that might need to be healed because it's really messing with your head. For some reason, I'm also hearing, I don't know if this, I don't think it's going to resonate with everyone. This might be very specific to someone who needs to hear this. Pile number 4. I don't know if your father was very, very ruthless with you growing up or is still hard on you now. Whatever he says is not true. That was just for someone or maybe a couple people. I don't know. It just feels like there's some sort of fatherly figure or parental figure that's really hard and they put a lot of stuff into your head. And it's not true. Whatever they said isn't true. You need to let that go. That's a story that's not yours to live. That was their own narrative that they were feeding to themselves and they were projecting it onto you, and you don't deserve to carry that burden on you anymore. So please let it go. I think that whatever happened that you weren't expecting hurt, yes, but I feel like it's also going to help you heal something along the lines of what I said. So maybe a self-limiting belief like this experience that you're going through or have gone through recently, it was supposed to show you like what your reality would be like or feel like, how you would feel about yourself if you allow yourself to feel like a victim in your life, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain that any other way. I'm just sharing what source wants me to share, guys, okay? So I really hope this is clicking for some people, because this reading I feel like isn't making sense, but it's supposed to make more sense to you guys, obviously. It just feels as if you can really do this if you wanted to. You have the ability to have emotional stability in your life if you wanted to. It's just about making that choice to go do it and take those steps forward. You were doing a pretty good job. I don't know why that came up. I don't know if you were trying to accomplish something for yourself. Maybe it's something you're inquiring about has to do with something, why it didn't work out the way you wanted it to. Maybe it was a project or an end goal you had for yourself, maybe career-wise. I don't know. You were doing a pretty good job trying to get there. It's not your fault that things didn't work out in the way that they were meant to. It just happened to help you grow as a person, okay? I'm also hearing that if you feel like this has been happening multiple times, if this has been like cycles or phases where you just feel like it keeps happening again and again and again, it might not resonate with everyone, okay? Keep that in mind. The reason why it keeps happening is because you're not waking up from the matter of the fact that it's supposed to make you stronger. You keep thinking like, why does this keep happening to me? You're in that state and you're not looking at the bigger picture. You need to grow. You need to journal. You need to take notes on what you're learning from these things. You know, don't just let them keep coming by again and again and again. For the second row here, pile number 4, we have the 6 of Wands. This is so beautiful. You know why? 6 of Wands is the card of recognition. It's the card of success. It's the card of victory. This is a great card to get. And right under the Queen of Pentacles, it's like you have the power to step into this. You can become such a powerful person, pile number 4, if you really wanted to. This version of you does exist, 100%, but you gotta dig deep within yourself to find it. I feel as if in this lifetime you are destined for whatever you're looking for, 100%. But it's only if you start taking the initiative to make sure that inner world of yours is 100% embodying the energy at which you're trying to gain or receive in your life or attract or create, whatever it may be. You need to make sure that your inner world is set in stone and it's stable and it is strong and it is grounded and you got your own back, because there are going to be bumps. All these little karmic experiences that you have in your life, experience pile number 4, it's literally just teaching you how to grow. It's teaching you how to grow up. It's teaching you resilience. It's teaching you to keep going and to never give up on your hopes and dreams or whatever it may be. You need to tell yourself that. You need to start shifting the perspective here, because you have so much potential to create something very powerful, and you are a naturally very powerful person. I don't know if you're naturally psychic or very gifted intuitively or an empath at heart. I feel like I share a similar wavelength with you. I don't know why I'm like vibing with your energy. Like I get it. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I get it. Like I don't know what you've gone through, but I get it. I feel for you. I keep picturing someone who's so freaking hungry for something and it's not there yet. But you're like, I want to keep going. But, you know, you keep getting pulled back every once in a while in the darks. And you got to ebb and flow with the darks. You can't allow those things to take over you so hard. You know, wake up, step out of it, step out of the illusion, the fog, the veil, whatever it may be. Clear it up and tell yourself, I got this. I can keep going. Just because this happened doesn't mean it's over for me, because it's not. You have the power here, and let's get into this. Next card, we have the 10 of Swords. Yes. You get to decide when this turmoil that you're experiencing is done, is over. You're feeling it. You're feeling everything. You're in all the feels right now. You're in the, excuse my language, but shit show. It's a mess. I can't make this more lighthearted. I'm just being straight up. But with the Lovers here on top of the 10 of Swords, it's as if you get to decide when the shit show stops. When are you ready to get out of the victim mindset? When are you ready to get out of the hopelessness mindset? Because maybe that's even insulting to some of you. I just feel like you guys are very strong characters. You have a strong personality. You have an intense punch in your face type of personality. And I love that. I love those types of people because I'm like that. You know, I'm a very punch in your face type of personality. And not everyone gets that. Not everyone understands that personality. Not everyone is strong enough to deal with it. So, you know, if this had to do with any type of relationship, and it hurt you really bad, screw them, because they don't have the strength to deal with the power that you hold, okay? And it's gonna work out. Everything that you want will come to you, but you need to believe how strong you are. Embrace that strength that maybe others in the past have not liked about you, but in reality, the things that you might be the most ashamed of are the things that are actually where your biggest strengths lie, that will help you navigate this phase in your life. That was another message that came through. Next up, we have the Two of Wands. You get to decide when you want to start moving forward and continue chugging along in your life. I love how the Magician lies directly above this card. It's very beautiful. It's somebody who's aspiring for something and they want to believe that it's there. And it's there. It is there, and it's going to be waiting for you until you're ready to go and get it. So, you know, you don't have to worry about that. Like, I don't want you to think that there is an expiration date. I don't know if you're a little bit of a control freak, if you're a little bit too caught up in a time of when this needs to happen for you. Time is a construct that humans created so we can feel more in control over our life, okay? Time doesn't really exist. It's an illusion. It's fake. You need to be okay and accept the fact that when this happens, it will happen at the time that it is meant to happen for you. But you need to go make a move on it, you know, like go start doing it, because I do feel like you need to start taking steps there to get it. This isn't something that I see happening effortlessly. This is something that's going to require dedication to go get it and commitment to yourself to show up. The last two cards we have are the Four of Cups. And I love how it's underneath the Queen of Cups here, because I feel like this is emphasizing that energy when I shared about that pool of water. It's kind of like your emotions are kind of clouding your logic right now, and it's getting the best of you. So I really hope that this reading so far has helped reshape you or shift your perspective to be like, oh yeah, like I am a bad bee. And the last tarot card we have here is the Knight of Swords. Yes, go get a move on. Mental fortitude. Use this karmic experience or whatever you've gone through just now or recently as a way to build your resilience, to build that inner character that's so freaking powerful. It's just learning how to have a hone in on that light source that you really do possess, because it is very, very powerful. Sometimes it might feel like you can't even get a hold of it because it's just so hard to contain. You're learning through these things, these lessons that you've been experiencing, how to have a hone in on how to navigate your strength and put your strength, I guess, or your power in the right things. I don't know if that makes sense. They're very weird how the messages are coming through. So I do hope it made sense to you, because it didn't make sense to me. File number 4. You're learning how to navigate and shape your own life. The power really is in your hands. Pile number 4, I'm going to be straight up. You are a naturally gifted, powerful person. I think you are a master manifester and you have no clue about it yet, but you've been unconsciously manifesting this for yourself without even realizing it. The universe, higher self, all of those things has been making these lessons specifically for you to help you step into the version of you that you're meant to be to get what you want. So you need to trust in this more, believe that this is taking you in the right direction, and start showing to the universe, showing to your higher self, like, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you. Embody a little bit more gratitude along the way. Be grateful for the lessons and what they had in store for you. I think you need to really switch your perspective. And I do feel like practicing gratitude is going to definitely help you, especially at this phase in your life that you're going through, because your higher self is trying to show you the bigger picture. And it's like you were looking at things too closely in, that it was causing a lot of pain. You need to take a step out and see the bigger picture. Where has this all been leading you? And if this has happened more than once, if you feel like this pain that you're experiencing has happened more than once, pile number 4, write it down. Literally list out a time frame. Write down the events that have happened in your life this far that have gotten you to where you are now. And then ask yourself, what are the patterns in those painful experiences? What can I learn? What can I pull out of those things that are gonna make sense to me? Because you're a very, very smart person. I can't stop emphasizing that enough, pile number 4. You need to give yourself more credit, because it's not that the power is out of your hands. Everything that you need right now to level up is in you, and it's just about taking it out and believing that. I really, really hope that this reading was helpful, because this is like a wake-up call, I feel like, from your higher self, trying to make you start doing those right steps. Definitely give me a thumbs up if this reading resonated. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, or even check out any of my other series that I have on my channel as well, because I am all about helping you step into your power, helping you become the best version of yourself and heal yourself from the inside out. As I'm a facilitator for deep healing, I feel like it's literally my job to help you guys remember how powerful you freaking are. We all have the potential to be something amazing in life. It's just about how hard are we willing to work to get it and reap those rewards in the end. What you put into it is what you're gonna get out, is exactly what you're gonna get out. You know, that's one of the other laws of the universe. So keep that in mind as you move through this life experience, all right? I send you guys so much unconditional love. You know, I really hope to see you in the next pick a card reading that I upload. And, you know, shoot me a comment down below with an emoji of the peace sign if this was the pile you chose. I send you guys so much unconditional love. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.